And some of the action that's taken place here in Mexico in the first couple of days. And boy, it has been surprising to say the least. And for this Venezuelan team that came in believing they were more ready than ever for a WBC tournament year, are they?
They are, and I think the quite simple message today in sharing this time with Omar Vizquel, their manager, was he wanted to send a subtle, quick message. No big team meeting, no huge message, but guys, we're here for a reason. Believe it. You've done it at the biggest stage in the big leagues. You can do it here. Nice time to rebound.
Yep. They went up against a pitcher who was having just a tremendous game in Seth Lugo. And as happens in baseball, when you get somebody who's good on the mound, that will shut down offense. And that's what happened to Venezuela. They will be the visiting team against Italy in this ball game. Take a look at the starting lineup. Jose Altuve will be at second base. Martin Prado at third. Miguel Cabrera first, Carlos Gomez in right. Victor Martinez again will be the DH. Salvador Perez will do the catching. Uduga Herrera will be in left field. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, and Ender Inciarte will make the start in center. No runs, 3 hits, an error on Friday. Not good. They have got to get better.
I saw the approach today change a little bit more to what I saw in BP yesterday. It was not so much home run derby time. It was situational hitting. Take the ball right through the box because they'll need that against Sam Gaviglio here today.
Sam Gaviglio, you see the numbers that he's put up, AA, AAA. He's a starter with 26 out of the 28 appearances on the mound being as a starter. His minor league career numbers, he's 34 and 36. He's pitched 591 minor league innings with a 4.05 ERA.
For Gaviglio, there's a few things that really need to happen quickly for me, and those are to establish a quick pace, which is natural in him. Elevate that fastball, but only for show, as you want to create some north-south depth for the hitters. But you know the sinker is your pitch, and also, of course, as Marco Mazzieri, the manager, told me today, we need, Gary, some length of somebody. Gaviglio should be the guy to take us, hopefully, through the 4th inning.
He has been a workhorse in the minor leagues. He's out of Ashland, Oregon, the right-handed pitcher who is 26 years old. He's got a great baseball heritage. He is the grandson of the former Yankees, Tigers, and Red Sox manager, the famous Ralph Houck, who managed the Yankees in the days of Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris back in the early 60s. So a little heritage there. He'll hope the genes will work today for him.
Well, if the genes only help you relax and go out there and trust your defense, Gary, it is a good thing.
No changes for Italy with the second Ignone, Andrioli in the outfield, Liddy, Cicciani, Calso, and Cabello. That's the way they started it. Francisco Cervelli will be behind the plate. Drew Gutierrez, the DH. Both of these teams going with the same lineups that they had in Game 1. Those of you watching on our Major League Baseball Network, welcome. Those who've been watching the other game, Canada being taken out by Colombia in that game. And we are just starting. That's the first pitch of our ball game here in Mexico. Venezuela and Italy underway with Venezuela to plate Altuve. Altuve had an 0 for 2 in the first game as this Venezuelan team lost by a score of 11-0 to Puerto Rico, and in fact lost in 7 innings because of the termination rule. They were behind by 10 or more at the end of 7, and that ends the ball game, and that's what happened to him. Gaviglio's pitch will be taken for a strike. Altuve will take it to 1-2. Already one difference. You got a guy who swings at every first pitch that's ever been thrown. He has taken 3 pitches here, trying to get this starter to have to work a little bit. Altuve, the hit monster, will take another one. It's going to be down low.
Well, there's so many ways in which you can set the tone for your team, and this is one of them. Patience, let him come into his game. They figure like the guy on the mound is going to be a little bit more nervous than they are at this point because of the inexperience. But to me, Venezuela needs to get on the board early to gain that confidence.
That's going to go to short. Going to have to make the quick throw. He does, and we'll get the out, and Altuve is the first out. So he worked the count a little bit, but not enough to get on base.
Good to see Cicchini back on the field. Remember, he was slightly limping at the end of that first game and showed tremendous range, and also good to see Cicchini make the play and finish off with a nice follow through on his throws.
Overall, first 2 days, 2 games played here. We've seen some real fine defense played all the way around by the clubs. Here's Martin Prado. Prado had an 0 for 3 in the opener. Numbers that he put up on the season. A little bit of power in that number 2 hole for this team from Venezuela.
Yeah, a very costly error yesterday to go out there and open the floodgates for Team Puerto Rico.
His second World Baseball Classic. he will take the pitch, and it'll be up high. We'll see what the strike zone is, as Santo Castillo is the home plate umpire, and he is from the Dominican Republic. He's the only umpire from the international umpiring group that is going to have a plate assignment. Pitch on the way up the middle, should be a base hit. Going to get taken away. Nope. Good try by Descalso, but he couldn't get it out of the glove in time, and I don't think would have had time anyway. That ball not hit that hard, so Prado was on with a single.
Well, one or the other. That was going to be a base hit. Descalso really got to that ball very quickly, considering he saw the ball come off the end of the bat with some different spin. And that spin is eventually what helps have the ball come back to him a little bit more.
Well, Venezuela is ahead of the game. They didn't have a hit in their first game until the 4th inning with 2 down. So they got a hit of the second batter here in this one. Prado.
To take the load off, they need to score early.
Well, if anybody is going to help in that regard, be a Triple Crown winner. Here's Cabrera. Cabrera had a 1 for 2 in the first game. And an opportunity in a key situation in the 6th inning where he drew an intentional walk. And it did pay off. Puerto Rico's victory against Venezuela as the next man struck out and the strategy worked. Cabrera with Gonzalez waiting on deck, runner on at first base, and 1 down here. Infield at double play depth. And that one is going to go to the gap in right center field. Staying up, and a little sliding catch made. Nimmo in the outfield puts it away. Cabrera hit that one hard. Those of you who've seen the games here know the ball really carries in this Mile High ballpark. It'll stay up, it'll go deep if it's in the air.
It's a great read by Nimmo, understanding Miguel Cabrera stays inside the ball so well. And he'll get that slice. He'll get the ball shading to right center field, able to read it very well and get a great read. Also, Marco Mazzieri told me something very important today, Gary. He goes, they worked out yesterday around this time for many reasons, and mainly is to get his team accustomed to how the ball is going to be traveling into the conditions of the turf around this time, because that turf could be very hot at this point.
Yep. Runner stays at first base, 2 down. Here's Gonzalez, gets the start in right field. Carlos Gonzalez will take the pitch down low for a ball. We'll see whether or not Gavillo can get through this first inning. 26-year-old right-hander on the mound making the start, and efficiency is important if you're going to get length out of the starter in these games. You've got to have some efficiency before you run into that pitching rule on how many pitches can be thrown. Pretty good lead at first, runner not going anywhere. Throttled back on that pitch and got him to go after it and had him way out in front, 1-2.
That's an outstanding differential. Going to make his manager very proud. Again, Marco Mazzieri managing his last tournament, and a very emotional roller coaster he has been talking about.
Yep. Very little breeze blowing at the moment. That has not affected the ball, though, carrying here. Fouled off. 76 degrees at game time. Just outside of Guadalajara, Mexico. We have an overcast sky, which is great because the weather has been very hot. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s in the days we've been here. In the mid-afternoons, cools off very nicely at night. So the players get the benefit of cloud cover here, at least to start this game, and that'll help everybody. Keeps the heat down, keeps the glare away, makes it a little easier to play the game
and to broadcast the game too.
Yeah, that is true. Off first base is Prado. Pitch on the way will be in the dirt. Savelli makes the nice stop on it, and that will hold the runner. Gonzalez had an 0 for 3 in the opener. 2-ball, 2-strike count. There is Prado.
Through the first 4 batters, already seeing a much better, quiet, disciplined approach by Team Venezuela from what we saw yesterday against Seth Lugo, who was absolutely on his game.
Outstanding ball game, through a lot of strikes, and Venezuela came in ready to swing anyway, and did. That one's going to be inside. It will be taken down low. So Gonzalez will take it to 3-2. That will send Prado in motion here with 2 away. Base hit here might be enough to get a runner home with that runner going on the 3-2 count. Colabello will move behind the base runner at first base.
There's Ricardo Gonzalez, a spray hitter all the way around, has seen enough on the fastball, what it's doing, tailing and sinking, and he's seen the changeup. So right center field is away. Left center field should be where he's be aiming at.
There goes the runner, and that's down the line. The shift was the other way. Not hit hard. Seconding will come over to get it. Runner will be held at third. It'll be a double. A great piece of hitting right there by Gonzalez on a 3-2 count. But Jose's talking about not overdoing it. They gave him the whole third base side, so he took it.
That's it. You stay close and think, hey, up the middle, the other way, left center field. And sometimes you happen to get lucky just because of that. Even Tom stopped his swing, but certainly everything leading that point of contact was effectively manufactured with his approach.
So now a chance for Venezuela to get on the board early in this ball game, as they went 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position in their first game loss to Puerto Rico. But they get a runner down to second base, which they did not do until the 6th inning in game 1. And now they've got second and third. And the DH, Victor Martinez. Martinez had an 0 for 2. Switch hitting DH will have the defense straight up on him. So the first big moment of the game comes early. Gaviello's delivery to him. That will be taken for a strike. Anthony's. Get a pretty good look as a left-handed batter against this 26-year-old right-hander. He is so far over on the first base side of that rubber. When he comes around, you have a long time to see that ball coming out of his hand coming to the plate.
It's all for effect. He even starts with a crossed setup with his body.
Runners off second and third. He'll come inside with that. He's going to have to do that against right-handers on a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Boy, Venezuela would love to get on the board right now and feel that all that happened in game 1 is long gone.
That's what we're talking about here. His left foot pointing towards the third base dugout and points even more as he sets up.
Delivery's going to be fouled back. And Gaviello will get ahead on the count. The ball and 2 strikes.
So what does that do, says his pitching coach Brian Sweeney? Well, because he has to show so much deception, knowing that he's not going to really blow the fastball by you, but use any tool possible to hide the baseball as long as possible against both right-handers and left-handers, and especially against lefties. They're not going to see that ball come out of his hand and have that window for a longer time.
Cervelli goes out to have a word. You got a runner at second base that may be concerned about picking up signs out there, or just wants to make sure on a big pitch here that they're on the same page. 1 and 2 with 2 down. Gaviello out of Oregon State. He's a sinker ball pitcher. Said to have a pretty good slider. Average changeup. Sinker's a little bit of 90 plus when he's on. 1-2 delivery on the way. Will come inside to move him back a little bit. Victor Martinez, the DH, takes the count to 2-2.
That's the pitch we're talking about, that Martinez is not able to see early. So Martinez looking away, all of a sudden that ball's right on him. You can see the little late tailing action he has coming back over the plate.
2-ball, 2-strike count.
Why not try it again here?
Yeah. And we'll foul that one back. Got it in the strike zone on the inside part of the plate that time to Victor Martinez. So you 2 base runners, Prado the lead runner, Gonzalez at second.
This is a little more out over the plate, a little more effective, less velocity.
Victor Martinez of the Detroit Tigers from Venezuela. All of the players on this Venezuelan team are Venezuelan born. Pitch, and he put a change up in, and boy, that looked good as Cervelli held on to it, but they do not get the call.
And Santos Castillo on this one, I don't know where this one missed, but certainly it's right there.
Ooh. Boy, there's one he should have had, so this is where he's got to knuckle in and do it again.
And perhaps the first breaking ball he throws to a left-handed batter.
He had Martinez fooled on that pitch as to what it was going to be. 3-2, 2 down. Delivery. Martinez goes after it, and he came back and got him. So Gaviello wins the first big battle here. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left, both in scoring position. Italy will be coming to the plate. We'll take a look at their lineup and go over the numbers that they had in that first game in their big win. Bottom of the first coming up. Italy comes to the plate having won their game one. No lineup changes for them coming into this game number 2 in the WBC against Venezuela. So the names: Nemo, Andreoli, Cervelli, Seguin, Descalso, Alabello, Liddy, Butera, and Cicchini will be batting in the 9 spot, and a big night Andreoli had. Up the middle, first one is going to be scooped, and the play made at first. Outstanding play by Escobar. Not hit that hard, and a little spin on it, and he gets the out.
Well, Martin Perez is going to be depending on those ground balls, and great job there by, of course, Escobar, and a scoop on what it is, a very unfamiliar turf surface for him. But boy, you talk about confidence. One hand, come on, huh? What a soul Latino right there.
Right on the money.
Growing up in those terrible fields all over youth baseball and rocks everywhere. And what's that hop?
Nothing.
Exactly.
So that was a big first defensive play in the very first pitch. Nimmo retired. Here's Andreoli. And the big 2 for 5, a home run and 3 RBIs for Italy in that first game. He'll take the pitch down low. He joined a select group, 13th player to have a home run in his first World Baseball Classic at bat, and the 4th one to hit the home run on the first pitch. He joins Chipper Jones, Brian McCann, and Nate Freeman, who did that. In the air to center field. This one's going to stay in the ballpark. Inciarte goes back and puts it away. And there are 2 down.
Pretty much the same swing we've seen from Andreoli here throughout this tournament. Very consistent in the way he goes out there and uses the middle of the field and right center field, including the big game winner. So here's what we need from Martin Perez. Pitch to your strength, which is a ton of ground balls and keeping the defense alive. Inside third presence, he needs to go out there and establish inside, because that changeup and sinker could be more effective. And of course, to be effective and stay there longer, you have to be pitch efficient with some early count outs.
Cervelli will take the strike. The catcher for Italy had a 1 for 3 in the ball game. Perez is a 26-year-old left-hander out of the Texas organization. Last year, 10 and 11, 33 game starts for Perez last season with a 4.39 ERA. His first World Baseball Classic. Martin Perez, Venezuelan native, on the mound. He's gotten the first 2 outs taken care of. Cervelli, and he will take the pitch inside for a ball. Cervelli, veteran catcher, of course, with major league experience. We were talking about Perez, the pitcher, and his ground ball comes in at a 1.2 ratio, 1.2 ground balls to fly balls, which of course is great in this ballpark where you do not want to be a fly ball pitcher, and he is not. He has held the left-handers down, but right-handers have done pretty well against him last year. Right-handers against Perez hit .291 and had 16 home runs. The left-handers a .176 and had only 2 homers. It's the righties who give him the problems. That ball is drilled hard. Inciarte going back, looking. That's going to take a big hop, end up going off the top of the wall. That's going to be a double. A ground rule double as it went up and over. The fans reaching over trying to get it. So Cervelli gets on. Italy's got their first hit, coming with 2 down here in the first inning.
So some hard hit balls here so far. Martin Perez, that ball just did not do effectively what Perez wanted the baseball to do at the very end. And perhaps it has to do with the elevation here, all the thin air, but it's not fooling these Italian hitters. Some hard contact here so far against them.
Yeah, really. So a little discussion as the skipper's out there.
Do you think this cares? He matters right now?
Marv Vizquel, the manager, the Detroit Tigers first base coach, comes out to have a word. The big game. I mean, it was such a major disappointment for Venezuela. They do not need anything to go wrong early in the ball game. They're a team that maybe, if that cover comes down early, they may not be able to open it up again.
Actually, some of their team members told me today it wasn't so much just the losing, but how they lost.
Yeah.
They were knocked out.
Here is Seguin, takes the pitch, not in there. Perez not happy with that. The strike zone is going to be maybe something both pitchers are going to be talking about.
Yes, Santos Castillo is not the most experienced umpire, and there you go. Somebody out there on the mound needs to establish one area, even if you miss close enough, because eventually you will force him to give you those pitches.
Seguin at a 1 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs in his first game. See what's the matter with that pitch. Those first 2 pitches look pretty darn good. And the count is 2-0.
I guess he saw Salvador Perez standing up and saying, let me not even allow Martin to see this.
Yep. So they're going to do the intentional pass here to Seguin with Descalso waiting on deck. Interesting strategy in the first inning of a scoreless ball game. Omar Vizquel making that decision.
That's how much it matters. Here's where he's seen right now. Also, he's keeping in mind that Vizquel is a former player. The quality of contact he's seen so far.
And the righty-lefty thing, Jose.
Yes,
he walks the right-hander because Perez has been hit hard by them, and instead gets the left-hander in there with the much lower numbers. So Daniel Descalso, a 1 for 4 in the opener for Descalso. I met his high school coach this morning. He's here.
How about that?
How about that? At breakfast, he came over and introduced himself and said, I got a couple of guys who are involved. And I said, who? He said, Descalso. Down the line, he's got himself a base hit. That's going to score a run. Cervelli will come in. Heading to third is Seguin, and going into second base with a double and an RBI. And a 1-0 lead for Italy, and the strategy backfires. Walking the righty to get to the lefty doesn't work.
All for one simple reason, that is once again Italy on the attack and taking advantage of anything up in the zone, which they have it so hard. But Descalso is a veteran major league hitter, understands the importance of staying on the fastball just to fight off any type of breaking ball away, and know that being late is just fine.
Good piece of hitting right there. Herrera made the play over in the corner, had nowhere to go with it to get an out. So runners at second and third, and now Colabello, a right-handed batter, stands in, and he's got power. 2 for 4, a home run and an RBI in game 1. Italy jumps out to the 1-0 lead against the left-hander Perez, and the pitch will be taken up high for a ball.
This is a man that his manager Marco Manzera wants to see up right now. Successful hitter throughout the World Baseball Classic.
Italy 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position in the first game. 1 for 1 starting out this one. 2 down, ball up the middle, hits him. Run coming to the plate. Play's got to be made at first, and a nice play by Perez. That was dangerous, as it looked like it might result in a hit. The pitcher Martin Perez coming off slowly. Italy gets on the board. The RBI Descalso. They get it on a couple of hits and leave 2 on. Italy up 1-0. Well, back here in a play that could have caused some injury here to end that last half inning.
Oh, thanks to the alertness of his catcher, but this ball got a piece of the left shin right above the foot there of Martin Perez, who was hit hard all throughout the inning.
Trainer taking a look at him as he came back into the dugout, so we'll see whether or not he can get back out there. So a 1-0 lead for Italy as we go to the second inning. Salvador Perez, the catcher for Venezuela, had an 0 for 3 in the opener. He will take that one for a strike, and Perez turns around to the home plate umpire to have a little discussion, and that may be more about, let's remember that pitch when I'm behind the plate catching for my guy.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Just a little reminder, hey, if you're going to call it, let's do it both ways.
Numbers with the Royals. Perez will go after that one. That had some pretty good movement on it. And the count goes to 1-2.
Gavilia is not afraid of the zone. I mean, last year, you talk about eating up some innings, 165 between AA and AAA, only 36 walks. He is in that zone. You see time after time.
Strike thrower. He gets the foul ball on that one. And we'll hold the count 1-2.
He's his own, Gary, with movement. Not necessarily all the velocity, but so what? But what he does is he will elevate at times just to keep the hitters honest on the north-south plane.
Gaviolo's delivery again is fouled off. That's when you get some of those foul balls, you can tell the sinker's working. And they're getting on top of it, driving it right straight down here. And it looks like, at least early in the ball game, this right-hander's got his sinker ball action.
And the one adjustment we saw in the batter's box came from Jose Altuve, who moved up actually during the at-bat in the batter's box.
Try and do the same thing you do against curveball pitchers, or hitters used to do. You move up, try and get to it before it either breaks or sinks. Pop that one up right at the plate. It'll be handled by the third baseman, as it should be. Liddy comes on. Perez is retired on the pop out, one away here in the second inning. Good crowd on hand for the first game of the doubleheader to be played here today. Herrera comes to the plate. Puerto Rico and Mexico will be playing tonight. It will be 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 local time. We've had 15,000 plus or a little less for all of the games here. They've been really great crowds on hand here. Great job has been done by the folks working this one. That pitch is framed again, call not made. Now Herrera is going to turn to the home plate umpire. The hitters are just trying to figure out, all right, what is it? What's the strike zone?
And when you stand that far back in the box, you are playing into Gaviglio's strength.
Delivery is going to be outside. Kind of ran up in the box, but it wasn't close.
You were talking about the crowds, which have been terrific around here, but how about the post-game crowd and parade of Puerto Ricans here last night? Huh?
They hung true to their history.
It was wonderful.
They marched. They had their parade that started down the left field side. They marched around the stands, then they marched outside, singing.
All the way into the buses.
Singing, dancing, having the time of their lives after their team from Puerto Rico, of course, came away with that big win over Venezuela, 11-0, in the terminated game at the end of 7 because of the score. And the count goes to 3-0. Gaviolo's watching Herrera in the box, and so is Cervelli, the catcher. He's been jumping around here in this at bat. The open stance, need a strike on it, see if he takes. He does, and he'll draw the walk. So 4 straight out of the strike zone, and Herrera's on with 1 away.
Well, they worked Gaviglio's 23 pitches in the very first inning.
So maybe Perez is not going to be able to come back and pitch as they got their bullpen going.
And if anything, as we keep talking about here throughout the tournament, there's a sense of being careful and taking care of guys that you want to return healthy back to their respective major league camps. And that's the case here with Vizquel. And of course, taking care of Martin Pettis. We shall see.
Another conference at the mound. That'll bring Escobar to the plate. He had an 0 for 3 in the opener. Numbers with the Royals last year. Alcides Escobar, their shortstop.
I think he's primed. I mean, the swings I saw from him yesterday against Jimenez, and I talked to him this morning about that. He goes, hey, that guy was throwing some gas. But let me tell you, once I saw 3 pitches, I felt like I did a better job staying back and really getting my hands started. And Escobar's very aggressive, and he has the ability to drive a baseball in those gaps.
Veteran player now, 30 years old. Kind of hard to believe. That pitch is going to be taken inside for a ball.
Now Cervelli's showing some frustration.
Yeah. Strike zone early on, a matter of concern on both sides. That pitch looks like it's right there.
That is a strike in any language.
So Escobar, the runner on at first base. 261 average last year for him. And that one is a strike. Catch at the knees on the outside corner.
Now look at Gaviglio and having the ability to get back into counts, not necessarily with only 1 pitch. Sure. And that is something that's going to really confuse Venezuela even more if he repeats those patterns.
Gaviglio with a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Escobar. Runner was going, or at least leaning that way. Herrera had taken a jitter step towards second base. The toss-overs by Gaviglio have been very soft tosses. Now whether he's got a good move to first base, don't know.
We still have not seen his best move.
No. See if the runner takes off here. He does. Gaviglio's delivery will be looped in the air. First base, back on the outfield grass. They're going to get a double play. Just pick it well. You got to get to the bag. The runner did not start back. Herrera had gone down to second base, was running, and he just stood there. And when the ball was thrown back to first, he was still standing there. So he had no chance to get back. Ends up being a double play. Italy on top. A score of 1-0. A lot of pressure in this game, and it's showing up early. Omar Vizquel came out between innings here to talk to the home plate umpire, Santo Castillo. Now, we don't know why, whether it's about his pitcher or about the strike zone, but he came out and had a fairly lengthy discussion. Grounded down to first base and foul as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Alex Liddy at the plate.
It's good to see Martin Perez back out there on the mound. I mean, he had an interesting first inning. Only 14 pitches, but he had a 1-6-3 put out behind him. And also the one that hurt the most, painful one, the 1-2-3 that hit his left leg.
How about this? Now, here's one for the stat people to take a look at. We ended the first inning with Italy up on a play that went 1-2-3. We ended the second inning with Venezuela up on a play that went 3-2-1.
Just never know.
How many times you got that written down in your scoreboard? Escobar at short with a big arm, gets it over there in time, and Liddy is retired. Here's what went on between innings with Omar Vizquel, the skipper, coming out to the home plate umpire.
There's nothing wrong with this.
No.
Sometimes all you want to do is give you an explanation. Where is he missing? Perhaps sometimes you have to remind an umpire. You know, this guy has a tendency to sink a fastball. His fastball has late run. So it's a little reminder here and there. We see this happen very often with established big league pitchers between innings. So go, hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Where am I missing? But, you know, keep an eye on certain things. Are going to be strikes for him.
Utera takes the ball to center. Inciarte is there. And here's a couple of quick outs for Perez in the second inning.
Gary, it is a conversation in between innings of creating some awareness.
Yes.
Period.
Yep. Perfectly appropriate. Gavin Cecchini will stand in, batting in the 9 spot. Cecchini, the shortstop for Italy. He had a 1-for-3 in the opener. 2 down. Nobody on base. Italy was eliminated in the first round in each of the first 2 WBCs in 06 and 09. They advanced to the second round in the 2013 WBC, and now looking to try and move even further. Wild cut at a ball breaking down and away by Cecchini. Cecchini had a 1-for-3 in the opener. Medizeri, their manager, as Jose mentioned, retiring from the coaching job after this WBC. When we talked with him before game 1, almost came to tears. Very emotional. He said it's the emotions. He said there are wins and losses and plays, but he said when it's all said and done, you take the emotions with you. And he has got those piled up. The team knows it. We've talked about it. Whether or not it will bring them a little extra fire and take them a little further in the WBC remains to be seen.
And as we discussed today, he was telling me again, hey, how come every time we win it's a surprise for everybody?
Yeah. Cecchini will ground that one hard, hit right out in front of home plate. Pardo will make the play in a very solid inning. Perez retires the side in order. We've completed 2, game 1 of a doubleheader day here in Guadalajara, and it is 1-0 Italy. Inciarte is going to lead off the inning here. How about his glove work, though? This was in September. The Braves playing the Mets in New York. Inciarte going back what would have been a game winner, pulls it in. Jonas Cespedes was denied the home run. A tremendous catch. He ran, according to the stats on it, 104 feet in order to come up with that.
Thanks to StatCast.
Yeah.
Also top speed 19.2 miles per hour. Tough to rob a home run where you go across your body like that. Not on your glove side.
And here he is at the plate. He had a 1-for-2 in the opener for Venezuela, and the pitch will be taken down low, top half of the 3rd inning. Gaviello on the mound, the right-hander. He'll go to the top of the order, Altuve, and then Prado after Inciarte. Timeout asked for and received at the plate. These teams have met in previous WBCs only 3 times, and Venezuela has won all 3 games against Italy in previous WBC action. So Italy coming in 5-7 historically in WBC games. Venezuela 9-8. And a little chopper down the first base side. It's going to stay. Nope, going to go foul. As Colabello let that one roll.
I think he took a chance.
Yeah.
It would have been a costly chance. That ball comes back. He had a chance to scoop it up in foul territory and kick it out of the way.
Inciarte will,
especially with the way the cuts are here around that dirt area. They're quite bumpy with those lips separating the turf from the dirt.
Mind it is an artificial surface all the way around. The only dirt is around the bases. The rest of the infield, even though it looks like dirt, is actually artificial. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one in the air to left field. Going to take him into the corner where it juts back a little bit. Segedin's there to get it. Inciarte is retired, one away in the 3rd.
Much better approach, I would say. We're going to be seeing a guy throwing those changeups and the sinkers away. And one thing Inciarte did to help him drive the ball that far is he actually moved up in the box about 6 inches from when he started the at-bat.
Records the out, and Altuve, the leadoff batter who grounded out his first time up, will come to the plate. We keep showing you the number of pitches that have been thrown up there in that right-hand corner where the score is. Ground ball towards second base is going to be a quick throw and a good one. Descalso makes the play. Altuve doing what he does so often, going after that first pitch, grounds out 2 away.
Altuve, a 375 hitter last year with the Houston Astros when he made contact in that first pitch. And we're not talking about a small sample size of 30, 40 at bats. 120 plus official at bats when he swung, made contact in that first pitch, and got some great results.
Here's Martin Prado, the 3rd baseman. Got a base hit his first time up. On that pitch count, by the way, 65 is the number. That's the pitch limit in the first round. 6-5. Pitch on the way. That'll be a strike on the outside corner.
That's about as straight as Gaviria will throw a fastball.
He would like a quick, efficient inning. Has that little rock going in his delivery. We don't see. Hard pressed to name a pitcher anymore who's got the old-fashioned windup where you go over your head and down and come back and swing a leg in. Most now
simplified movements.
Do this. That ball ripped. That'll be a base hit into the corner. Segedin going over to get it. Prado will make the turn, head for second base. Here's the throw. They're going to get him. He is out. Outstanding throw by Segedin, and no chance for Prado to turn that base hit into a double. He's gone, and only 3 get to the plate here in the inning. And for Venezuela, through the first 3 innings of this ball game, things are going about the same way they went in the game that they lost. Here you see a slide that didn't even get him to the bag, and the tag put on. I mean, he had no chance. So that'll take care of the inning. It remains a 1-0 lead for Italy. Nebo, the leadoff batter, up for Italy. He was robbed in the first inning on a fine play made by Escobar in a pick of a ground ball. Nemo leads it off. Andrioli and Cervelli will follow. Martin Perez, the 26-year-old left-hander, working to him, and that will be foul back.
Brandon Nimmo, one of the many members of the Italian team, very busy on social media after the big victory.
Congratulating his teammates.
Yes, sir.
For not giving in. They certainly didn't. That 5-run 9th inning, by the way, where they came back to win it, they did it without recording an out, which obviously is something that doesn't happen very often.
And he had one of the biggest at bats and hits in that inning, being over in lined a stroke single to right field, just out of the grasp of Verdugo. Ended up dropping in.
Wanted to go on that, tied him up with the inside pitch. They check at third. Nope. Nicola down at third base, the umpire. Nemo with a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
He should look to see something that he can really pull here.
Left-hander's 3-1 delivery to him. Just had enough on that up and a little zip to get it by him. And it goes to 3-2.
Now you can cut it down a little bit. You can see that Martin Perez is not shying away from Nemo on the inner half or the fastballs, slowing down his bat.
Full count delivery. Nemo goes the other way. It'll be a souvenir. Here's the big defensive play to end that last half inning.
Well, it is big because we see a lot of people around the bag sometimes receive a throw and wait for the runner to get there. Look at the scouts will say, nope, you're not going to trick me with any of that stuff. Let me go get you. Well done and executed. You know, sometimes we talk about some fancy slides and tricking the fielder. The scouts will say, no, sir, not here. But the defensive player must take action in going to get that runner who's trying to stop and trick you.
Foul ball outside of third. Interesting that Seguin is in the minor leagues just last year. He played short, second, third, and played left field. So he's a very versatile player. For that kind of a play to be made by a guy who doesn't spend all that much time out there, that's pretty impressive.
And to play the carom the way he did was outstanding, not knowing how the ball's going to hit off that padding.
Good throw. 3-ball, 2-strike count will be delivered again. Nemo will go down swinging. No, foul ball. Just tipped that one at the plate.
He keeps looking. Slider and Perez, both Martin on the mound and Salvador behind the plate, they're not giving in to him. Why not? He's a young player whom you know, the approach from a lot of veteran major league pitchers is, until you hit number one, you know what, I'm not messing around with you.
Spent half his time with the Mets last year. Started in the minors and goes after one that he did not get a piece of. Play will be made on the drop ball to first base by Perez. Nemo is retired. One away here in the third inning.
That's a very good sequence between Salvador Perez behind the plate and Martin on the mound, and finally saying, well, you've seen enough of that. Maybe we have found a way to get you to speed up your bat, sir. Guess what? Here's a breaker.
Martin Perez gets his first strikeout. One down. That'll bring up Andreoli. He flied out to center field, hit the ball hard in his first at bat, and he will take the pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Andreoli, he mentioned in game one, he's got his family on hand here out of Worcester, Massachusetts, with the Chicago Cubs. Andreoli will take the breaking ball. His connection to Italy comes from his grandparents, and actually his grandfather, who came to the United States, opened up an Italian restaurant in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Pitch is taken for a strike, and it goes to 1-2 on Andreoli.
Also, he is the son of the former New England Patriot linebacker John Andreoli.
He's got some power. He will foul that one away, just protecting on a pitch that was too close.
We're noticing something that the more fastballs Perez is getting extension on, the more zip is also getting as it approaches the plate. A few late swings here as of late, and he's getting confidence in that main pitch.
1-2 delivery to him. That one hit in the air on a clothesline. Herrera is right there to haul it in. Andreoli is retired on the line drive to left field. So 2 down. 6 in a row retired by Martin Perez. And that'll bring up Cervelli, who delivered a double and scored.
With the background here, not an easy play for any outfielder when there's so much white. You look from center field and trying to get a read on a baseball. Not an easy read coming off the bat.
I always say one of the hardest balls to play for an outfielder, particularly a center fielder, is a ball hit directly at you, because you don't have any angle at all on the ball, and it can really fool you. Dips, rises. Pitch is taken for a ball by Cervelli. Cervelli down 2 for 4. And this his second game played here in Mexico. That one's going to be in for a base hit into right field. Gonzalez playing fairly deep out there, so Cervelli's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. This one with 2 down.
Standing piece of hitting again by Francisco. He's been hot now. Talking about the background and getting a read on balls, you know, a lot of major league outfielders tell you the layers of the ballparks, Gary, tell you a lot about what the ball's going to do. But when you look from center field into home plate, here in this ballpark, it's different because of the white and the trimming on what is a converted track stadium.
The interesting part of that is the track portion is now behind the stands part of it, which is kind of interesting when they turned it into a baseball field. You got to go outside the stadium for that part of the track that runs around the ballpark.
Look at all that white. That's what I'm talking about. That the outfielders have to be looking at when the ball comes off the bat.
The equivalent of lights
during the day
for night games, huh? Seguin drew an intentional pass that backfired because Descalso in the first inning came up behind him, picked up an RBI double. Pitch taken down low.
You talk about all the positions he's played to stay in the lineup, all for one reason, because he can hit.
Yep, if you can move your way around, flexibility, MVP, most versatile players are needed by teams. He's got another base hit. That's going to go into the corner. Cervelli will make the turn coming to third base. Herrera over to get it, will get it in. And down to second base goes Seguin. So Seguin picks up a double, and Italy's got a 2-out rally going. Seguin third here in the third inning. Tore into that one.
I think, you know, they do such a great job with their coaching staff. I mean, 5 out of the 7 members of the coaching staff have big league experience. So it's so easy to remind a guy, hey, this inning, he's throwing more fastballs. Sit on it. Nimmo saw it. Andreoli saw it, just hit the ball well. And now, of course, you pass it on to Cervelli and to Seguin, and look at the results. Sit fastball right now. He's not able to locate it. It's missing up again like he was in the first inning. And go out there and swing it.
Roberto Espinoza, who is the pitching coach for Venezuela, has come out to have a word here and try and settle us down, because here again you've got another big at bat. With Italy leading it 1-0, they've got 4 hits on the board, and a base hit here could drive in a couple of runs. So the discussion held, and Descalso will get another RBI opportunity. He came through in the first inning when Descalso picked up a double and brought in the only run that is up there on the board. Now Daniel will get another chance on the lefty against lefty. Outfield shaded to left against him. And the pitch will be in there for a strike on the fastball.
No stranger to having success with runners in scoring position, Descalso, last season. In that department, hit .368.
That is a big number. You get over 300 with runners in scoring position, you're up among the elite. 0-1 delivery on the way, and he's done it again. Cervelli will score. Seguin is being waved around. Here's the throw by Herrera to the plate, off the mark. He is in. Down to second goes Descalso. So the big hit is delivered. Descalso will pick up a single, 2 RBIs, and will go to second on the throw, and Italy is on top 3-0.
And they continue to shock a lot of people, but not themselves. That dugout and the reaction we're seeing from those guys is one that of expectation. And having the right guy up there at the right time has paid off mightily twice. But, you know, Descalso coming up in big situations, like I mentioned, the big numbers last year in the big leagues. He has the ability, Gary, to really slow everything down and know what the situation calls for coming from the guy on the mound.
Boy, what a big hit that is. So Descalso coming through again. Colabello will take the pitch up and in. Colabello had a 1-2-3 out in the first inning on that ball that hit Perez in the shin on a hop. Now he gets another opportunity. He picked up an RBI in game 1. 3 runs on 5 hits now for Italy, and a 3-0 lead. And that pitch is going to be on the inside corner for a strike.
Let's start mixing. There's so many things that go into helping your teammates out. Look at Francisco Cervelli. Hey, let me give you a great visual here. Huh? Oh, yeah. It's almost a forgotten art from on-deck circle batters. They forget about helping their guys out. And Cervelli was a base runner.
Cervelli came in and stayed there, turned around to make sure he knew what was going on.
There's many times you see the guy on deck and the close play at home plate, and the guy's still holding his bat away from the play. We have a responsibility.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that is going to miss inside. Now, all three of these runs that have been scored by Italy have come after they've been 2 out. And not only have there been 2 out, the rally in both cases hasn't started until there were 2 out. It was the double by Cervelli in the first that started it, 2 away. Single by Cervelli, 3rd inning, 2 away.
They have made hard contact from the very first batter of this game.
Labello goes the other way and foul. He wanted to drive that one. Couldn't quite get the bat around on it.
You know, let me give some credit to a guy that actually started the inning by striking out. Nimmo. With a deep at bat, he forced him to throw a lot of fastballs. So what do you start doing in the dugout? Passing the word around. So what do you see from the fastballs? Is tailing or not? Is it a four-seamer? Is it up? But then you start gauging as to what to expect. And after strikeout, Nimmo was enough of a source for his teammates to go out there and have a better plan.
Alabella fouls it back. That is the 26th pitch of the inning to be thrown by Perez. It's more than the combined for the first 2.
Keep in mind, he only made 9 pitches in the 2nd inning.
So this is not the way Venezuela wanted this to go, as they wanted Perez to give him some depth. Still may, but be very hard to do with the pitch count where it is right now in the 3rd inning. 2-2 count, 2 down, runner off second. Alabella will take it inside, gets away, runner stays. Good block by Perez to hold it.
And Salvador knows and understands the importance of staying with a plan, but also having the ability to change it quickly. If he knows there's something works, he'll try it, but he has not been able to find a consistent release point and even miss locations with a breaking ball for Martin Perez so far.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Descalso with the 2 RBIs on at second base. Pitch on the way. Takes it, and he's out of there. He pretty much knew that one. He wanted to try and draw a walk on it as he leaned to first base, but you can tell he really didn't mean it. Dalabello is called out on strikes, but again, Italy comes through. Cervelli in second and score. Descalso gets the RBIs, 3-0. Alex Liddy will lead it off here in the 4th inning, bottom 3rd of the order for Italy. Right now Italy's just doing everything right. That ball in the air is going to be way out of here, way back, and goodbye, home run. Even the bullpen had to turn around to see where that thing was going. Liddy delivers the long ball, and it is 4-0 Italia.
That's a big thump from a big man who once again comes big as he did in game 1 against Mexico. And Liddy, who is, of course, one of those guys that really takes so much pride and carries so much weight with his ball club as one of their de facto captains, made it no doubt that this swing right here was going to be exploding with that baseball going out of here in Jalisco.
Wow.
Outstanding extension all the way around on a follow through.
So that's going to be the 3rd RBI in 2 games picked up by Liddy. He delivers the homer. And for Martin Perez, the starter, some balls that have been hit hard off him. Mescal came out to have a word. Liddy's still celebrating.
He knows his ballpark. He played for Charros.
Italy, of course, set a major league record in their first game with the 4 home runs they picked up against Mexico. It was on Thursday. They came in having hit just 5 home runs in the previous 11 World Baseball Classic games. So they set a World Baseball Classic mark with the 4 on Thursday. Now they've added another one here on Saturday.
And they go out there and get themselves some good counts and not waste the contacts.
Butera with the big cut. Andrew Butera flied out to center field. He's the designated hitter in this ball game.
If you go back, Gary, and look at the way they beat Roberto Osuna in that 9th inning against Mexico. Even though the ball had been traveling so far and so often during that game, their approach in the 9th inning was not one in looking for the long ball.
Yeah.
And that's what did it against a quality closer like Roberto Osuna.
They have gotten it done. They are on a roll right now. And for Medizeri, their manager, loving every minute of it. Pitch taken inside. And the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. Butera waiting on a 2-2. And that one is going to bounce in the dirt. Martin Perez kind of hurrying it up a little bit on this at bat.
And at this point is more to just go out there and allow him to get his work in. Why not allow him to get close to 60? And at one point or another, you know you're going to have to make a change.
3-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and he gets him with a pitch down and in. So Butera, a strikeout victim. That's the 3rd K Martin Perez has picked up in the game. 1 away.
Better execution. Finally found a feel for a sinker that was eventually playing more to normal elevation.
That's going to be it for the starter. So Martin Perez will be coming out of there, working 3 1/3 innings in this ball game. He surrenders the 4 runs, all earned on 6 hits. Pitching change. Organization out of Valencia, Venezuela, comes to the mound in relief. 1 down, nobody on, 4th inning. Skinny will take the pitch up high for a ball.
One thing Bruce Rondon will bring is a heavy fastball. He's going to light up the radar gun here in Charros Stadio. He averaged 97.2 miles an hour on that fastball last year.
Big motion, big pitch, big man. 6'3", 275-pounder. Skinny grounded out his first time up, run in on the homer by Liddy here in the 4th inning, and Italy up by a score 4-0. Leadoff batter Nemo waiting on deck, goes after it off the end of the bat to right. Gonzalez moves over and says, "I've got it," and he does. And there are 2 away here in the 4th inning.
For Bruce Rondon, who, of course, through the struggles and some setbacks, Gary, had to learn the hard way on what it is to be a professional, what it is to be a big leaguer, to be a good teammate.
Got sent home from the Tigers.
Yes, he did.
Because, as they put it, the effort level wasn't there.
And he said he was quite embarrassed, as he was his whole family.
Yeah. When the major league team sends you home, yikes. Here is Nemo. He has grounded out and struck out, and will take the pitch up high. He is 1 for 6 now here in the WBC games here in Mexico, just outside of beautiful Guadalajara. In at 3rd base, even with a bag, is Prado. Nemo's got some pretty good speed, want to take the bunt opportunity away. And a good pitch jammed him and got up high.
And if anybody's been paying attention, of course, Salvador Perez has been. Nemo should be seeing a steady diet of what? Fastballs.
Got a battery here that played against one another in Little League Baseball in Valencia. Both Perez and Rondon came from the same town. Pitch will be taken. It's going to be a little bit outside, off speed delivery.
That's a pretty good job there with the off speed. In fact, he'll throw that changeup in the high 80s.
2-ball, 1-strike count from Rondon.
Just enough separation from that 97.2 average on that fastball.
And Nemo will take the heater up high.
As mentioned, with Mazzieri looking closely, he says it's no surprise when we play well. It's only a surprise to the rest of the world, not to us, all because how dedicated my guys are and how we expect to play at a higher level, especially coming out of the last World Baseball Classic.
He's a firm believer, and he's got his team believing that now. I mean, legitimately, when you look at this, they are the underdog just based on talent. If you measure where the players have played, who they are. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Gary Thorne, Jose Mota, great to have you with us. Italia's doing it again.
They're getting it done in so many ways, but nonetheless, the one thing you cannot hide is the energy, the passion. And you know what? They play a pretty disciplined ball game.
Very calm. Very calm.
On the defensive side, they've been outstanding today. And the offensive side, well, that's the story here.
Yeah. Strike is taken on the inside corner as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. Salvador Perez popped out his first time up. Herrera, then Escobar will be coming up. Grounded down to third. That is a fair ball. It is stopped. No. Liddy tried. It'll go into the corner. On his way to second base, Perez, and he will kick off the 5th inning with a double. Liddy almost, but not quite. Second and get it back in.
Well, Salvador hoping this is enough to go out there and pick up that dugout. It has been so quiet and dormant for the last couple of days. Good piece of hitting by Salvi. As the innings pass, of course, the weight gets a little bit heavier on the expectations that brought this team here. It's a great job staying inside that baseball and that ball sinking in. Understanding more and more the strength of Gaviglio. Gary leads to the result there and scoring off that barrel.
Well, Gaviglio's had the starter still in there, so they're trying to get him through the 5th inning. 56 pitch mark is where he's at. We'll see whether or not Venezuela can get it going offensively. Herrera to the plate. Drew a walk his first time up, then became a part of an unusual double play. And he took off, and a pop-up caught at first base. He couldn't get back to the bag in time and was doubled up. Runner at second base, only the second chance they have had with a runner in scoring position in this game. They're 0 for 4 in the first 2 games in that department for Venezuela. Bunting for a base hit, and will foul it off.
Not a bad idea. Try to get something going somehow. Of course, down by 5, you might think, well, why is he not trying to drive the baseball? You know what? They haven't had the opportunity to drive the baseball at all.
Yeah.
Try something else.
Just about time for a change. De Silva's up for the 2nd time. They had him up earlier in the game, and he was the designated number 2 for this game.
At some point during this game, De Silva will be key, one way or the other.
His manager told us before game 1, that's our big guy. He's going to play a big role in this WBC. 0-1 the count. Runner off second base. Ball in the air, center field. Hit hard. Nemo going back and will haul it in. Runner tags and will head over to third base. Good play. Nemo in center, back on the warning track. Herrera's retired on a 400-foot fly ball. Perez moves over to third.
You can see Nemo getting the idea as to what the ball has been doing here the last couple of innings, and taking his time, not gliding over, but knowing he's got to have the right angle as the ball leaves the bat. Ball coming back to him, stays right with it. Outstanding young athlete.
Really fine play made. She stayed with that all the way through. So an out, but a runner on at third base. So they will get opportunity here with only one away to get a run in.
Somehow they need to get on the board.
Here is Escobar. Remember, they have not scored in the first 2 games yet. That'll be foul back on the big cut.
Here's my mentality. If I'm on Team Venezuela going right now, there's 2 things I want you guys to remember. A 5-run lead in this ballpark is nothing. Okay? And keep in mind that you guys have seen this guy now twice.
Yeah. Gaviglio has been effective. He's had a couple of jams, but he's able to work his way out of it. 0-1 count, 1 down. Infield, of course, will stay back with that 5-0 lead. And that's going to go to get a run in. That'll fall in for a base hit. Perez will come to the plate, and for the first time in 2 games, Venezuela's on the board as they make it a 5-1 game and an RBI for Escobar.
Oh, look at the reaction in that dugout. My goodness, it's like, okay, let's take a breather now. There's still a lot of ball game left. They're way talented, so deep, and they have to understand time after time, and these reminders come throughout baseball. No matter the stage, it is still the same game where you got to trust your abilities. That was a hard-fought pitch running in. Escobar, ability to stay right on it.
So it is 5-1. That is hit number 5 on the board for Venezuela. Inciarte, who flied out his first time up. Fans for the first time really in 2 games of Venezuela start making some noise. But Nazari is on his way out to the mound. And with the bullpen ready to go, they may want to make the change right here.
This will be a good time. Seeing that Gaviglio at 60 pitches.
He's going to lead him.
Is elevating at this point, but he also has the margin of a 4-run lead still. And going to your bullpen too early, you can still go out there, perhaps getting one more batter.
I'm sure that's what he said to him as you saw him giving a little fist bump to his chest. Man, you got one more. Get one more out, and you'll have done everything we wanted you to do. So he will leave him in to try and get that out. With 1 down, runner on at first base. Inciarte ready to go at the plate. Drills the ball in the air, center field. Nimmo going back at the warning track, reaching up. Wow. He hauls it in. That's 2 really fine catches that have been made with his back to the infield here in this inning. And Escobar had to go back to first base.
Nimmo again, not gliding. He is on a full sprint, understanding that also because of the height of that baseball, he does not have the luxury to take his eyes off of it. Played it perfectly.
And that will do it immediately. That's the area out to get his pitcher. It's a nice catch.
And get it back in. Yep, they play defense outstanding all throughout the day.
Escobar had gone all the way down to second base and had to skedaddle back over to first. So they get the outing that they had hoped for. Italy Stars from their starter. Now they'll turn to their bullpen. Well, Nimmo in the outfield, 2 fine catches here, and for those because of technical difficulties we apologize for. He did not see his at-bat in the 4th inning. He's also delivered the long ball.
Yes, he has. Full extension on the off-speed. Bruce Rondon had just come into the game, and after so many fastballs to Nimmo today, he is able to stay in square right to center field. What a great young athlete, and the plays he's made, his presence is huge, and his energy, of course, is bigger.
Thiago da Silva out of the Mexican League. See numbers put up. Closer, reliever, comes on now for Team Italy. Runner on at first base. Bunting again trying to pick up a base hit is Altuve this time. Altuve fouls it off. Perez led it off with the double. Salvador Perez scored on the Escobar single. Now with 2 down, Escobar remains on at first base. And Altuve has grounded out twice and is 0 for 4 in the 2 games played. We'll try and keep this inning going. 2 down. Aviello, of course, responsible for the base runner Escobar, and there goes Escobar. Here's the throw down. Little hopper. Stolen base stays on the bag. Cervelli one-hopped that one. Pretty good break, though. That was a stolen base on the pitcher.
Well, it was exactly what Omar Vizquel for Team Venezuela as a manager wanted to see more of. Action on the bases, but as he was telling me today, first we got to get on. You have to get on and create those situations.
Can't steal with nobody on.
And one of the best, Escobar, provided him that opportunity and that option successfully.
So a runner in scoring position again. Altuve will take the pitch outside for a ball.
There's one thing Altuve knows about Da Silva. It's not about tricking you with a fastball. He's going to show it to you just as a show-me pitch. So Altuve even further up in the batter's box than when he started the game against Gaviglio. Look at that back foot.
2 ball, 1 strikeout. Swing and a miss and a good tailing pitch that was away. Silva had good motion on that one.
Yeah, that's the intent. To not allow that pitch to beat you, but boy, look at that sidearm off speed. Never gets there.
Silva at one point was out of the bullpen, the reliever of the year in the Mexican League in 2014. 2-2 delivery on the way. Came back inside, wanted that call. He set that pitch up, doesn't get it though, and the count goes to 3-2.
Just a little show me.
See how the catcher moved in, Cervelli, to give him that inside target. Altuve, a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Escobar, and a good lead at second. Timeout asked for by the catcher.
Cervelli flashed 2 signs, and I don't think he's too sure, so he's pointed out with a fist going, hey, trust me, I have an idea here. He's like, well, can I convince him or not?
3-2. Altuve's going to get a base hit into right field. Runner off on contact. Escobar will make a turn. Throw comes all the way through. Holds the runner at third base. As Andreoli, the right fielder, was not particularly deep. So no chance, even with the runner going on contact, to come around and score on that.
Let me point something out here. Andreoli makes the throw off to the third base side, but outstanding job. And yes, he got the outspeed up in the zone by moving up in the batter's box. But look who's the cutoff man here. It is an errant throw, but if the Silva is not in what I'm going to call the wrong spot, they get a run.
De Silva should be backing up the plate.
Correct.
I don't think he had time to get over there.
And by being in the wrong spot, by the way, he helped out Andreoli.
Must have been the wrong place. Must have been the right time. Now first and third. And a strike taken. Prado's had 2 for 2 already in the ball game. Last time he tried to go to second on a single and got thrown out. Now he's got a chance for an RBI. 5-1 ball game. First offensive action we've seen from Venezuela in these first 2 games, coming here in the 5th inning. 0-1 delivery down the line. That's headed to the corner. That's going to be a base hit. It'll roll into the corner. 1 run is scored. Altuve's turning. He's going to come in. It's a double and 2 RBIs, and Venezuela's back in the game. Big 2-out hit for Prado is now 3 for 3.
They're finally getting into their game, all dictated by the action around the bases. Great situational hitting. And of course, getting the lead up and makes a huge difference on the options you have as a manager. Such a deep, talented team. And look at this approach by Martin Prado, a true definition of a professional hitter. Stays right with it. He's always had a strong top hand. And it's not satisfied by just getting that single tricky corner here. Allows him to get into second base, and here comes Venezuela.
No, they have done it as Italy's done it, with a couple outs. Little visit to the mound as the celebration and the fire for the first time seen for Venezuela. So Prado, big 3 for 3 ball game, and a very big hit right there. So the book will be closed on the starter for Italy. Gabriello with a couple of runs on 5 hits, 4 2/3 innings. He had a strikeout and 2 walks, and now De Silva, the runner at second base. And here's Cabrera, 0 for 2. De Silva's pitch to him, double clutched, fair ball, long throw, Liddy. It is on the money, and they record the out. That'll do it, but Venezuela at least gets themselves on the board here as they pick up the 3 runs on 4 hits, and will leave 1 on. 5-3 Italy.
All gear for De Silva, eliminating the best hitter in the game, sometimes by accident. Look at this. Pitch is supposed to be outside, and a little cement mixture slider gets right on the label of Miguel Cabrera, just enough to tie him up. And as Miggy's looking away off speed, look what happens. That slider backs up on him. He's not able to barrel it. So how about De Silva? He serves as a cutoff man once. That's an accident, and it worked. Throws a bad slider, and that also works.
Yep. Again, Omar Vizquel out to talk. This time he got 3 of the 4 umpires in a group. Vizquel's had 2 fairly lengthy discussions. I'm not sure about what, but he came out to talk to him. The crew chief, Dan Bellino, down at first base, keeps looking upstairs and circling his hands as though let's go, let's go.
You want to see some lights? I think it's about the lights.
Ah, you're right. It is the lights.
Getting dark here.
Because it's darkened up here, and so he wants the lights turned on. That's what was asked for. Usually that will take a moment for the lights to have full effect. Generally, they need a few minutes to warm up. But it did darken quite a bit over the last half hour. Well, Italy finds themselves in a ball game as that big lead is gone. Was 5-0, now 5-3. Each team has 7 hits in the ball game. Francisco Cervelli is in, and Ben Como's on the mound. Cervelli with a couple of hits, double single. He has scored 2 runs in the game, so he's had a big day. He's got 3 hits and 5 at bats now in the 2 games played here in the Classic. 1-0 delivery to him. Ben Como out of Valencia, Venezuela. His first appearance in the WBC minor league AA, AAA numbers. He went 7-7, 3.74 ERA. A free agent, rumored to have some discussions with the Marlins on signing a deal, but no confirmation that has or will take place. Again, wanted the call on that, doesn't get it. Framed for an extra few seconds.
One of those players that manager Omar Vizquel and the rest of the Venezuelan baseball operations staff knew they needed.
That went into right, and that will be handled easily. Cervelli retired Gonzalez out there to get it.
The reason they said they needed somebody like Ben Como is because fresh off of winter ball, and somebody who has the ability to come out here and provide you some length in the middle of a game.
We beat them. We got our lights on before they did. Because we don't have as many bulbs. The lights are just coming on right now, starting to heat up. So 1 away.
It's all because of your Spanish, by the way.
It is. Hola.
Oh,
see,
in the language.
Gracias.
In the presentation.
And the presentation. Exactly. Swing and a miss. Second and set, a double, an intentional pass. Scored a run in the 3rd inning. Nimmo is homered, top of the order for Italy. Cervelli has scored twice, going 2 for 3 in the game. Descalso has had a double single and 3 RBIs in the ball game, and Liddy is homered. A lot of offense for Italy. Venezuela getting it started in the 5th inning. Prado with a big 2 RBI double, and Escobar with an RBI base hit. That one is fouled right off the end of the bat.
And we touched upon during our open on momentum and how much offensively Italy could build off what happened in that 9th inning against Mexico. And here it is once again as Salvi takes one right off the mask. Take it right off, pretty much, and spun him around.
Now all you got to do is give a sign and catch another one. Swing and a miss on a real fine pitch. Then Como down and away. He gets the strikeout, 2 away. Second and Cade.
That was a well-executed at all throughout. Out of the reach. That really dry. So maybe there's a little more humidity in the air here to get the spins right.
Certainly had it on that one. Rondon worked 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, the home run by Nimmo. Had 1 strikeout. 3rd pitcher on Ben Como. And the pitch will be outside to Descalso. Big day for Descalso.
Descalso has put on a hitting display on what it means to stay square to the baseball and hit the ball the other way.
He's now had 3 hits, 6 at bats in the 2 games for Italy. And will take the pitch down and in. Count goes to 2-0. Descalso with Colabello waiting on deck. Como's got the sign, the 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's off the fist, left field. Herrera will come on and put it away. Very solid inning. So Ben Como comes out and gets it done in a hurry out of the bullpen. Italy goes down 1-2-3. They still maintain the lead 5-3.
3, Italy. Let's take a look at Carlos Gonzalez and, of course, a great Venezuelan player on the right, Bobby Abreu, and the way they load up. Some similarities, of course, not totally equal, but certainly looking for some leverage, higher with the hands, but mainly that chin. Gary stuck close to that front shoulder to remind them both on the square line to stay right in the hitting path.
And it has worked for both of them pretty well. De Silva on the mound. Carlos will take the pitch for a ball.
It worked so well for Bobby Abreu. 8 years of 100 or more RBIs, 574 doubles, 288 home runs, 395 career on-base percentage for Bobby Abreu.
That pitch is going to be in there for strike 2 off speed deliveries to Carlos Gonzalez. He has doubled and drawn a walk in the game. Victor Martinez, Salvador Perez. This is a big inning. Silva really needs to step up here. It was a quick inning for Italy. Fouled off. The last half inning for Venezuela. They got the offense going. Now they get a chance to jump right back in to the offensive box. And the manager for De Silva told us before game 1, he said, and his words were, he is our vital piece in this World Baseball Classic. He has got to come through for us, or we're going to have problems. This is where they need him, right here. 1-2 delivery on the way. That's going to get down the line into the corner. That'll fall in for a base hit. Take a bounce off the wall. Going to go into second. Here's the throw. Not in time. Off the bag, and he is out. A big play. Andreoli made the play on a beautiful throw from right field. And under the rules in baseball in this day and age, you don't get to overslide, and the call by umpires, they wait to see if you stay on the bag, and Gonzalez did not.
Outstanding play all the way around from right field, Andreoli, and getting that throw right on target, and also by Cicchini staying with the tag. It is told to more and more infielders, stay with the tags a little bit longer, especially now in the days of reviews and replays. Many calls have been overturned because of that. Great job by Cicchini. In, not just saying he's safe. No, I'm going to stay right with it. And got him out. Big play.
That's an enormous play. Takes the leadoff man out here in the 6th inning for Venezuela. Pitch will be taken by Victor Martinez, who's 0 for 2. We have called that the sustained tag since the rule change.
Stay on it.
Stay on it. You can't push a guy off the bag, but keep that glove laid right on the runner and wait until everything is stopped. Because when you do it, you get a big out like that.
Wow. We have witnessed in key moments in Major League Baseball calls overturned on somebody coming off the bag just by a half an inch. But somebody sees enough to say you got to go out and review it, and it's eventually overturned.
The 1-ball, 1-strike delivery and foul back. And the umpires, since the rule change went into effect, have been instructed to not make quick calls. Wait until the whole play is stopped. And at second base, you have Quinn Walcott, a Major League umpire, who did just that. Stay on it, follow the play. He did, and there was no question that Gonzalez came off the bag. De Silva with a 1-2 delivery on the way up the middle off the mound. That's going to be a base hit. Well, Martinez gets his first hit of the Classic this year, and he's on with one away.
And that last play to open up the 6th inning could be the one that really changes things around right now.
I agree. We're going to look back on that play, I think, in the 8th and 9th innings.
Victor Martinez doing what he does best. Stay on the baseball, make hard contact, and stay with this strength from both sides of the plate up the middle.
So we will conference at the mound here with Salvador Perez coming up. Skipper is out there. Marco Martisseri, the manager for Italy.
Well, think about the hitters De Silva has faced. He's allowed a single to Altuve, double to Prado, single to Gonzalez, and another hard contact with Martinez.
Just and he's seen enough. Yeah. So De Silva did not have what they had hoped he would provide as he shakes his head coming off. This is A.J. Morris on the mound, 30-year-old right-hander. He pitched in the first game against Mexico. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs on a hit with a walk in that first appearance. So Morris on, runner at first. Perez at the plate. He has had a double and he has popped out. A 1-0 count, 1 down. As De Silva, their hope-for big man out of the pen, didn't have it. Great off-speed delivery, heading way out in front.
And here's where Marco Mazzieri, Italy's manager, is thinking matchup. And also the way he structured Morris' first outing here to limit him to 33 pitches. So he was not eligible yesterday, but he's eligible today. So he had to rest today, and look where he is.
And a big moment in this ball game here in the 6th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Perez puts it up in the air, right center field. Andreoli saw it. And it's caught by Nemo, the center fielder. Well, that's the traffic cop out there, is the center fielder. And if you're a corner outfielder and you hear the center fielder hollering, get out of the way.
That means Nemo was found. Center fielder take charge. Tough to see. He's calling it all the way. And you see Nemo not giving up on the play at all and just keeping his eyes on what has become really a tough sky right now.
4th putout he's had of the game in center field. Back to first base goes Victor Martinez. And that'll bring up Herrera. Herrera with a walk, and he is flied out. Herrera has picked up in the 2 games 1 hit in 4 at-bats. Infield will be back, 2 down, and the pitch will be inside, gets away. Runner will go down to second base. It hit him. So a hit batter. Well, all of a sudden that changes everything. Puts runners on at first and second base, and we're going to get a pinch runner coming into the ball game. These runs being as important as they are. Runners at first and second. Let him limber up out there as Solarte will come on to be the pinch runner at second base for Victor Martinez. So that Solarte will take over the DH role.
Venezuela will catch and find momentum in any way, shape, or form they can at this point. And Solarte, a better runner at second base, provides him the opportunity now to score from second base a little bit easier. Knowing also that the guy behind at first base is a very fast runner, and Herrera,
who represents the potential tying run in the game.
So no time for base clogging here.
And Jimmy Solarte at second base. Herrera's on at first. 2 down. Escobar will take the pitch inside. Escobar delivered an RBI and a base hit in the 5th inning. Stole the base after he got on. He would come around to score. Also hit into a double play and a pop out earlier. So Venezuela kind of gripping it right here as they try and grind their way through this ball game. 1-0 with 2 down, and the pitch will miss outside, and Morris will fall behind on him. 2-0.
Great job by Yangervis Solarte at second base. Nobody around. The middle is split, and he is getting a tremendous secondary lead out there.
Morris comes with a high set. They won't try and hold that runner. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that is a strike. Escobar leaned in but decided not to go to it. A.J. Morris out of Houston, Texas, the pitcher. 2016 minor leagues. He was AAA. It's close. And he's got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and a slider he uses. Played some ball at Kansas State University. Down to third. That's a fair ball. That's going to score the lead runner. Solarte comes around into the corner. It goes. Herrera's going to make the turn. He comes around. There'll be no play. A double. Escobar, 2 RBIs, and this ball game is tied.
You find momentum any way you can, and for Team Venezuela, they'll start it back in this 5th inning. They carried out to the 6th by having the right guys lined up, playing their game, utilizing speed to their advantage. And a guy that told me before the game, he found something yesterday. He found something that he needed to find in terms of his swing and staying on the baseball a little bit longer. And there it was, right man up in clutch time And Escobar gets it done.
Well, Escobar having himself a big game. He's got 3 RBIs, picks up the double, a double single, and ties the ball game up. It's going to be hit number 10. So Venezuela now out hitting Italy 10-7 and tied them up at 5 apiece.
There's been pretty much a one at a time. First of all, take the load off by getting on the board. Thanks to Escobar, that happened back in the 5th inning. And from there on, we'll also see how they have been able to square and attack more the bullpen. We're quite happy that Gaviglio got up to that pitch count.
And showing some fire. So De Silva, his line now, 3rd of an inning, 2 runs on 4 hits. That last run that scored is Morris's, and that will be fouled off by Inciarte. This has been a game where 2-out RBIs have been multiplied by both of these teams. In the 5th inning, there were a couple down when Prado got his 2 RBI double. 2 down here on the 2 RBI single by Escobar. And Italy has put up their runs with 2 away. Runner off second. Cicchini will try and hold him a little bit. That ball will be fouled back the other way. A couple of fly ball outs for Ender Inciarte in the game. Escobar looking around, and the catcher Cervelli hollering out to the middle infielders on who they want holding the runner.
At this point, forget about holding him. It's pretty much start somewhere close just to keep him honest, and then retreat, because right now what you want is some coverage up the middle.
Yeah. Cicchini, the shortstop, backs off down to first and foul.
That's exactly, as you mentioned, what Cicchini did. Hey, you want to just let him know you're behind him so he doesn't start cheating off the bag earlier. But then the most important thing is for the shortstop to retrieve and make sure you're covering some ground.
Well, what a turnaround in this game. Italy had dominated through the first 4 innings. Now Venezuela showing their first spark. 0-2 count. Morris's delivery on the way. That'll be popped up. Third base or short. Shortstop. Cicchini gets over there and puts it away, and that will do it. But Venezuela gets it done here as they pick up a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits. They will leave 1 on, and we're tied at 5. Good ball game, 5-5. You take a look here. Caracas, Venezuela, 31 million, the capital. And their beautiful nation. The oil reserves, of course, have been the economy for them. Home to Angel Falls, one of the great pictures, highest waterfall anywhere in the world. Now trying to get a victory here and go 1-1 the first 2 games here in Mexico.
And a group of major league players that really feels for some of the hard times that Venezuela has been hit with. And all throughout the year, all they do is say, pray for our country.
Silvio Bronco, there are the numbers for the new reliever. And the pitch will be taken outside, bottom half of the 6th inning. Chris Colabello leading it off. He is grounded out and struck out. Bencomo worked an inning and a good one. Got a strikeout, retired the side in order in the 5th for Venezuela. Now to the bullpen again. And that pitch is going to be on the inside corner for a strike. Bronco out of Maracaibo with the Diamondbacks. 26 games, 7 home runs allowed in just 24 2/3 innings. He's been an outstanding reliever in the minor leagues. Timeout asked for by the hitter this time. So we're going to see a run into the bullpen.
Yeah, so perhaps Omar Vizquel has things lined up the way he wants now to mainly get some zeros and allow his offense to get some more runs and win a ball game.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Forward that one by him. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Venezuela. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Italy. Italy had the 5-0 lead till Venezuela got on the board with 3 in the 3rd and 2 more in the 6th. Chased one that time and puts it back into the screen.
Mercedes Escobar with a big thunder bat today. Just what they needed.
1-2 delivery on a check. Didn't go around on it.
And as it says so often, you take the little guy, of course, and Escobar to have a good game, and then the big guys relax a little bit more.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Again, one that was up, fouled away. And we'll hold the count at 2-2. Comfortable day for the ball game. 76 degrees when we started. The sun has stayed behind the clouds for most of it. That's a good thing. And it's the first of the doubleheader today. Figure out which two teams will move on to the second round out of this 4-team pool. That one just missed. Venezuela's 0-1. Italy 1-0 coming into this. Puerto Rico won their opening game against Venezuela. So Puerto Rico a 1-0 mark, and Mexico, of course, losing the opening game against Italy. Mexico will be involved in the game to be played here tonight against Puerto Rico. Foul back and out of play.
Also over in Miami, what another great performance by Team Colombia on the mound by Julio Teheran. Colombia beating Canada today 4-1. And Teheran, brilliant. 61 pitches, 5 full innings, only allowing 2 hits and 1 run.
We've played tough. They gave the U.S. a real run into extra innings. That'll go to left. Flores there, puts it away, perfectly positioned. Colabello is retired, 1 down. Bottom half of the 6th inning.
So for Colombia over Miami, Gary, just as advertised with Quintana and Teheran.
Yep. It'll take Canada's chances of moving on out of the realm of possibility.
And a great story developing out of that ball game. Eric Gagne back on the mound. We saw him light up the radar gun. I was watching that game up to 94 miles per hour.
Back and apparently ready to go. 1 down here. Liddy, the home run came in the 4th inning. He will take the pitch down low for a ball. He is also grounded out. Butera will be waiting on deck. Rocco likes to work in a hurry. Gets the ball back, gets the sign, keeps his D on alert behind him, working that way. Strike taken on the inside corner. Liddy questions.
It's a little mistake slider there by Rocco. Another one that just backed up, and so tough for the hitter to find out what the ball's going to do late. So Perez wants it even further out.
And that pitch swung on and foul tipped.
It's a good job. We've seen from all 4 catchers here in this bracket how they all are so agreeable and not afraid to express and figuratively just go after the body language and stress to their pitchers where they want the baseball located. And Salvia's taking a couple of hard ones today, right to the face. That mask.
He had one that turned the mask all the way around. That one was right down on the billy goat hang. You have that little extra metal down at the bottom so you don't get hit in the neck. Liddy with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 1 down, nobody on. There goes delivery, and he just ate him up on that pitch inside. 2 away.
My goodness, you want a better visual than what your catcher's giving you? And still smiling over there to that dugout. Salvador Perez insists, look at this. Hey, down, but also, how do you want it? Spin it, throw it down here. Come on, but follow me. Here's your visual. Execute. Done.
Where he wanted it to be.
From Valle to Molina to Cervelli to Salvador Perez, we've seen a nice display of leadership behind the plate.
And there are 2 down. Bracho coming on, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Andrew Butera, struck out and is flying to center field. Takes the pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
Kansas City teammates, Butera and Salvi Perez.
6 in a row have been retired by the Venezuelan pitchers. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that one's foul back. So quickly an 0-2 count. Perez started this game for Venezuela. He's gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 1/3. Rendon, a run, a hit, 2/3 of an inning. Then Bencomo came on, retired the side in order, and now Bracho on, trying to do the same thing. Butera will take the pitch away for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Butera.
Well, these two will have a lot to talk about one way or the other when they get back to Royals camp in Surprise, Arizona.
Yeah. 1-2 delivery. That will be up high.
Butera had his best offensive year he's had in the big leagues last season. It says he continues to learn, to grow, and of course accepting the role of a backup to a workhorse like Salvador Perez has really helped him elevate his game.
3-2 delivery on the way. Reaches and gets himself a base hit. Right through that gap between first and second base. Butera will pick up his 3rd hit of this classic, as he is now 3 for 6 and will keep the 6th inning alive for Italy.
That's a great job of reaching and of saying, Salvi, you know me well, but gotcha.
And we'll get another visit to the mound. Cicchini waiting to hit with 2 down.
And Team Italy continues to pressure. I mean, they were down 1-2-3 in the 2nd inning and down 1-2-3 in the 5th inning, but all throughout since game 1, Gary, we have seen them pressure opponents for a lot of base runners.
Yep. Venezuela, just an idea of how important this game is, because if they lose it, go 0-2, they're not going to advance. We've had so many visits to the mound. Omar Vizquel, the manager, pitching coaches, they're trying to keep everything under control here. Try and come away with a win in this ball game against Italy, and they don't want any mistakes made. You make sure of that going out and having the conference, and that's what they just did there. Cicchini up, and he's 0 for 2 in the ball game, 1 for 5 in the first 2. Runner on at first base. Cicchini will take the pitch. Will miss for a ball.
Cicchini's batting 9th, but don't take him lightly. This guy has a reputation of being a very solid hitter. He has been all throughout the minor leagues, and beyond that, the ability to really be selective and disciplined at the plate. High on-base percentage all throughout his career.
1-0 delivery to him. That's in the dirt. Perez able to stop it and holds Butera at first base. And he's asking for Vizquel to come out. Omar Vizquel. Perez turned after that last pitch. This is going to be a question of an injury here, so will not count as a visit to the mound by Omar Vizquel, as the pitcher went to the back of mound after that last delivery as though something was wrong.
You can see how upset Bracco is and what it means to him to be on this team. It's turning to feel whatever he felt to call the attention of his catcher. Certainly could be painful for their ball club. That's it for him.
You saw the trainer going, no, that's it. Whatever it is, you're coming out.
There it is.
So they'll have to make a pitching change for health reasons, which means whoever is coming in from the bullpen will get as much time as he needs in making his warm-ups from the mound. 6th inning, 2 down, 1 on, and a 5-5 game. These teams have met in previous WBC action, this back in 2006. Lake Buena Vista Stadium was the site, and they needed the victory, and they got it. Venezuelans had dropped the opener to the Dominican Republic. Then Cabrera had a big series for them. And now, because of the injury, they will have to go to the bullpen, and the left-hander will be on. This is Jose Alvarado. He's just 21 years old out of Maracaibo. Never pitched above the A level, but Tampa Bay thinks he's got a shot at being on their team. He was moved to the 40-man roster in November, and now he'll get a surprise appearance here in this ball game.
Well, they believe, Gary, that he has evolved as to a guy that was pretty much known as a thrower to filling up that big body of his, to understanding what pitching is all about. And as you move up some levels, was the challenge going to be bigger? It's not so much about velocity. It's about doing different things to your fastball, filling the zone in many different ways, and understanding when to implement and use a secondary or a third pitch.
He was in the designated pitcher pool and was activated for this first round. Can only take 2 off that designated pool for each round, and here's one of them for the first round for Venezuela. So with a runner on at first base and a 2-0 count, Cicchini will stand back in. So he's got to pick the count up here. 2-0, 2 down. Left-hander's delivery to him. That'll be taken outside for a ball. So Cicchini will face both a right-hander and a left-hander in one at bat. See what he does with it. 3-0 count. On at first, Butero picked up the base hit. See if he takes on the 3-0. Yep, and it's a strike. He will go back and pick the bat up.
Wow. It's been a tough day for pitchers, catchers, and hitters, as this 3-0 is called a strike.
Say in the game, it's close on this next one. After throwing the bat away, you better swing. 3-1 delivery on the way. He did, and that will be fouled off. So the count goes to 3-2 with 2 down. For Team Italy, they scored their last runs in that 4th inning on the 2 home runs. Liddy, the Nemo delivering the homers. Now going out again is Perez. They have talked about how to save time in major league games, trying to cut down on the times games take. They certainly don't want to follow what we have seen here in the first 3 days of games played here.
No, sir.
We have had visits to the mound about every second out. Managers, coaches coming out, chatting with pitchers. Long delays.
And good games.
And good games, yeah. 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down. Pitch on the way. That's going to be to the gap in right center field. Stays up and will be handled. Inciarte comes over to get it. And that will do it here in the 6th inning. Through 6 innings, a look at our ball game as Italy using the long ball again. Liddy picking up a home run that came in the 4th inning. So did Nemo's home run. They had built up a 5-0 lead, but Venezuela in the 5th inning got it started as they would pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. Big hit by Escobar for an RBI, and Prado delivered a 2 RBI double. And then in the 6th inning, they got a couple of runs on 3 hits, and we got a tie game.
They have made it a point that once Gaviria was out of there, who was so effective as a starter for Team Italy, they have put it to their bullpen. Pressure is on Italy at this point.
DeMarc will come on to do the pitching. Morris worked 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 1 run on 1 hit and a swing and a miss as Altuve stands in. Mike DeMarc appeared in the first game against Mexico. DeMarc worked just 1/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit. It was a 2 RBI single. He came on in the 7th inning of the ball game. That pitch tied him up and a strike taken. You saw a little jelly leg right there from Altuve. That was not what he was looking for in that delivery.
You'll see that very often because you're going to be seeing so many different arms and people that, of course, you don't see throughout the regular season.
Altuve a base hit. He scored 1 for 3 in the ball game. Fouls that one back into the screen.
Being familiar with any pitchers, bullpen, the breaks. Once you see a guy a couple times, major leagues, it repeats itself not just through the season but through the years.
Yeah. Well, that when we were talking with Omar Vizquel the other day, he said one of the things in the WBC, he said the unknowns can do damage. Omar said, and that's just what Jose was saying, you don't see him, you don't know him. So they kind of sneak up on you and get the job done. And that's why sometimes the stars in WBC games may not necessarily be those who you have heard a lot about. DeMarc with an 0-2 count on Altuve. Prado and Cabrera will be due up. We are in the 7th inning. Remember, Venezuela's 0-1. Italy's 1-0. You lose 2 games and you're not going to advance. The chopper is a foul ball.
That's the old fight it off pitch right there. Not knowing what that pitch is going to do. Hey, if it's close, don't take it, because we know there's a pretty liberal zone behind the plate. Look at his reaction by Altuve. Nope, not going to take a chance. Ow.
Came up getting on the side of the helmet. Altuve taking an extra moment. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. 4th pitcher used by Italy in the ball game. Setup is outside. We've probably had pitches held by catchers longer in total time in this game than any other you'll ever see.
Here's Sabella. Let me present it the best I can. That ball's tailing in. And that pitch has been called a strike here previously.
Takes the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Altuve hacks at 1 and fouls it away. DeMarc has been a guy who wanted it bad. He's 33 years old and has been an independent league pitcher. He was with the York Revolution in the Atlantic League last year and had a big save number, 35 saves and a .76 ERA. He was an undrafted player out of Marietta College in Ohio. 11 seasons professional baseball without 1 MLB appearance. That ball looped to short. That's going to be tough. Fell down before he could get over in front of it. And Altuve is on. Cicchini thought he had a shot at that, but when he took his first move, his foot came out from under him. And a leadoff batter on.
It's twice we've seen here in a couple of games where Cicchini loses his footing because of the uneven surface and a little bit bumpy at times. But you're also talking about a guy that made contact. One of the best 2-strike hitters in the game. Fights up another good pitch, Altuve, and provides Venezuela what they need. And here's what we're talking about when Cicchini just loses his footing.
See that back foot? He wanted to use it to push himself forward, and it just came right out from under him.
Altuve 275 last year with 2 strikes. Gary, that's close to 100 points above major league average with 2 strikes.
And he's got a big lead over there at first base. Here's Prado. Prado has doubled and singled twice. Martin Prado has had a big day for Venezuela. He's picked up 2 RBIs. They get the leadoff man on, and that could be the potential go-ahead run.
Prime situation to make something happen. Bat control and a savvy base run.
They've had the leadoff man on now 3 consecutive innings. And the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. So DeMarc working here, trying to keep this at a tie game. Altuve taking a look over at third base. Carlos Garcia, third base coach, relaying the signs from the bench. It's a comfortable lead. He got back easily.
Yes,
dive.
and there was a slight pause by Altuve. We talk about the lack of familiarity with some of these things. Well, moves to first base. The unknowns once again. Kind of frozen. Okay, he is coming home. A better idea on what the back leg does, what the front leg does, what the shoulders do when he's going home or going to first.
Quick toss that time.
And quickly he reacted much better in that case.
199 stolen bases in those seasons with the Astros. Spectacular career already in 6 years. More to come. Gets that front leg in the artificial carpet over there. It's a good lead. Ground ball to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. Altuve's going to go to third. Here's the throw, and he is safe at third. Liddy thought he had put the tag on in time. Seguin came up with it in left field, and that was a close play at third base as Altuve never hesitated as he came around second. And there'll be a discussion at third.
Well, the lead man turned it on as he's rounding second base. A very risky play, and one that Team Italy believes they got the man out at third base.
Now, there's no video replay available here in this first round for anything except the question on whether a home run was hit.
And there it is. Back control from Martin Prado. Altuve taking a chance. Here's a throw. The throw is going to get there and beat him. And the tag is down. And let's see where the foot is.
On that look, I don't know that there would be enough to overturn the call on the field. The throw is there.
The right foot. And it's where Leedy has his front leg and foot in front of the bag blocking.
I think even on video that they would have said there wasn't enough to overturn it. Here you see in the first and second rounds, the video is available only to determine home runs. And only the crew chief can initiate a look, so there's no replay challenges on plays like that. Boy, what a big play that is. So Venezuela looking to take the lead for the first time. They've got 11 hits in the ball game now. Runners at first and third, nobody out, and they've got the middle of the order. As Miguel Cabrera stands in, he is 0 for 3 in this ball game, 1 for 5 in the first two. And Venezuela looking to have a third consecutive inning where they put somebody across the plate.
And Liddy was trying to old hidden ball trick there on Altuve.
Yep. Altuve had no part of it. Pitch on the way, and that'll be outside for a ball. 5-5 game, they'll stay at double play depth.
I think Omar Vizquel would have designed anything better at this stage of the game than what he has right now, first and third, and look who's up.
This is where you want him. And so do the fans from Venezuela. Prado, the lead off first base. DeMarc, the 1-0 delivery. Cabrera laces that one. That's going to go into the corner. That'll take a hop up against the wall. Second going over to get it. Altuve scores. Throw into third will get away. Cabrera stays at first. An RBI single. And for the first time in the ball game, Venezuela's got the lead 6-5.
I'll leave it up to the big man who had been silent here in game number 1 to go out there and get it done. And it's just by design that Omar Vizquel could not have had it any better beginning the inning and taking a chance with the speed, the back control, and of course the middle of the lineup providing the necessary runs in Miguel Cabrera.
Medizeri has made his way out to the mound. The manager, our team Italy, now looking for some outs in this ball game, and he will make the call to the bullpen. So DeMarc could not get it done. 3 batters here in the 7th, 3 singles, a run in, and runners on at first and third, and still nobody out. 6-5, Venezuela on top. Left-hander Tommy Lane will come out of the bullpen. He worked in the first game against Mexico, an inning, and gave up no runs, 2 hits, had a strikeout.
And that is exactly what they need. He will have a strikeout pitch, and his biggest challenge is a very dangerous hitter that can spray the ball and perhaps stay on your best slider in Carlos Gonzalez.
He has had a double, a single, and a walk in the ball game. Runners at first and third, nobody out, 7th inning. Ball in the air, left field. It's deep, and it is just foul by that much.
That was an outstanding approach all the way around. And what we've seen Venezuela do better and better here in the last 3 innings. That calm they showed in that first inning by getting the pitch count up, not getting the results, I think it's really paying off here as the game has progressed.
Now Italy's trying to match up pitchers, hitters. They don't really have anybody at this point of the ballgame to bring in and get out both right and left-handers with any assuredness. Prado at third base. Cabrera's on at first. Gonzalez, the 0-1 delivery to him will be popped up, foul territory. Liddy over, will not have a play. And the count goes to 2 strikes.
There was an interesting exchange with Miguel Cabrera and the third base coach Carlos Garcia that should not be lost here. Is Miggy playing the game the right way? Is saying, you know what, as much as you wanted me to be at second base, perhaps this is not the right time. You know what we have here? We have a left-handed hitter. If I open out that base, things change quickly.
Miggy ain't going to make it to second base.
Yeah, Miggy better not, and he did the right thing.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He hasn't got much left in those knees and legs, running-wise. That's going to be a base hit down the line. It'll roll into the corner. Going over to get it, Andreoli. A run is scored, Prado. Miggy goes to third. It's a double and an RBI. And the bats from Venezuela have come alive in the last 3 innings. They lead it 7-5.
Every single late game matchup has been working perfectly well here for Marbiskel on how things are lining up on the offensive side and who's gotten out to the plate. Once again, that first foul ball by staying on the ball a little bit late by Carlos Gonzalez sets him up for this type of swing here with some tremendous leverage and carry through on that plane in the strike zone.
So Gonzalez gets his first RBI of this WBC. Now second and third. The infield is drawn in. And the pitch to third, runner not going. Good play made by Liddy. One hopper and handled at first base. Boy, is a fine play by Colabello on a low throw by Alex Liddy. Did not send the runner. Cabrera's the runner at third, and again, not fast at all. They don't want to take any collision chances with Miguel Cabrera. So they Italy finally able to get an out here.
That's the right thing. Still nobody out. There's no need to push the issue. You still have some opportunities for you. And it took an outstanding play by Colabello on the pickup for that low throw from Liddy.
The infield will stay in. Here's Salvador Perez, who's going to be given an intentional pass. You got the left-hander Herrera. This is a risky call. What you're hoping here with one away, you get the matchup lefty on lefty, and you're going to hope to get a ground ball and a double play. Mediseri, the manager of Italy, going full board on this one here. When you load the bases up, your team's down by 2.
All about percentages here.
Yep.
And how would you prefer this inning to go and turn around for you?
Telling you he really doesn't have anybody else in the bullpen they do want to bring in this situation to face a right-hander. So the intentional pass is surrendered. Perez will go down, and the bases are loaded here in the 7th inning. And Herrera will be coming up. They decide how they're going to work to it here. Olduba Herrera has been hit by a pitch, drawn a walk, and flied out. He scored in the 6th inning after reaching on the hit batter. So lefty on lefty, infield double play depth. Cabrera the lead runner at third, Gonzalez down at second, Salvador Perez on at first. This is a big one. Hit right here can really blow this game open. And the pitch taken for a strike. Venezuela has now gone 6 for 11 with runners in scoring position in this game. That's a lot of chances, and they've taken advantage of it.
Like they did not in the first game they played.
They went 0 for 3. They didn't have many chances and didn't do it when they had the chance. 0-1 delivery on the way. That's going to be a chance for a play at the plate to get the out, and they don't, as the ball falls away. Descalso knew on that slow ground ball his best chance for an out was at the plate. Cervelli could not handle it. A run scores, and it is 8-5 as Cabrera comes in from third.
And Italy have been playing pretty much clean defense all throughout this ball game. We're in a score that could be even bigger for Venezuela, but Italy's make some plays, and here we go, pressing the issue. It's what Venezuela has done here, and on this case, even a hard, aggressive slide and a tough throw. And Miggy Cabrera coming in hard. Of course, Cervelli knows that. He's barreling down on him. And just to make sure that Cervelli is not all that comfortable staying over the plate on what could have been just a forced play.
Yeah, that's a big play. 3 runs in here in the 7th inning, an 8-5 lead. That looked like it was one that was maybe could have been handled by Cervelli on one hop. Not an easy play because he's going to keep his foot on the plate in order to get the force out, and they didn't get it done. We are going to get a pinch runner down at first base as Venezuela going to the bench here to get some speed in. They're going to obviously try and get in as many runs as they can in this game. Herman Perez will come on as the pinch runner at first for Herrera.
So many tools that are available. Omar, see that as deep as his roster is and as loaded as it is, he's been able to go to it at key and crucial times of this game.
So the bases remain loaded. Still only one out. And a swing and a miss by Escobar, who's already had a big day. He singled, doubled, scored. He's got 3 RBIs in the ball game. No error charged on that play at the plate, so Herrera is going to be credited with an RBI. And the pitch will be taken up high. This is the 8th batter for Venezuela here in the 7th inning, and Tommy Lane on the mound. All 3 runs that have scored here will be charged to DeMarc. No part of an inning, 3 runs on 3 hits against DeMarc. Lane's delivery over the top on the swing, and a 1-ball 2-strike count to Escobar. 13 hits on the board for Venezuela in this ball game after getting only 3 against Puerto Rico in game 1. Sacks full, infield double play depth. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. It's a big strikeout. It's only the 2nd strikeout recorded by the 5 pitchers for Italy in the ballgame.
Well, think about this. We're talking about the big swings from last night not repeating themselves or carrying over until today, and that is exactly why you're seeing more contact today.
Yeah, certainly are. So the 9th batter for Venezuela and the number 9 hitter. Inciarte stands in. He is 0 for 3, 1 for 5 in the 2 games. Left-hander's pitch to him. Tommy Lane will miss with that, down low for a ball.
And as manager Omar Vizquel was sharing with me before the game, we want controllable swings in hitters counts. Nobody in this team has to try to do more than what they're capable of doing, and it's showing off here mightily for them.
Yep. 1-0 count with 2 down. They've changed the call on the Herrera ground ball. They've charged the error now. Descalso on the throw to the plate will be charged with an error, allowing that 3rd run to score in the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Inciarte with a chance to blow the doors off this one with a hit. Pitch is going to be away, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
It was amazing but not surprising how pressing the issue on the base pass can really turn things around. Altuve.
Now Altuve reached by doing just that with the base hit.
Cervelli for Team Italy in that first game of that 9th inning, forcing the issue on the bases against Osuna in Mexico.
Altuve going from 1st to 3rd, getting in just ahead of the throw. Takes it. It was a strike. He knew it. He wanted to swing the bat, but was frozen. And now Cervelli's going to go back out to the mound again to talk to Tommy Lane with a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I think Cervelli was a little surprised by this pitch right here. Right in the inner 3rd. You know, and there's been many missed spots where Italy has gotten away with, but I think Cervelli is more aware now and conscious of, you know, guys, let's really pin it down. If we miss, we have to miss in better spots than that.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be foul. A souvenir down the line. Boy, what a last 3 innings it has been for Team Venezuela, as they've scored all 8 of their runs in the last 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. They put 3 more up so far here in the 7th inning. 2-ball, 2-strike count will come again. 2 down. Bases loaded. 3-2.
There's no breaks in this slider. You cannot pick a spot where you're going to go to a inferior hitter, because up and down they are loaded.
So the runners will go, and the delivery is swung on and missed. Pitch was out of the strike zone, but he went after it. And Lane gets a couple of big strikeouts here in the 7th inning.
Well, here we go again as, of course, a long line of reputable all-star shortstop from Venezuela continues on. We see one solid one on display here in Alcides Escobar. Going back to the scale and Ozzie Key and David Concepcion, Luis Aparicio, Little Louis, Elvis Andrews, and talking to Rubelas Odor, one of the coaches for Team Venezuela today. He says, hey, one of the things that we looked at when they were teaching Rubnet, second baseman for Texas Rangers and part of the team here in Venezuela, is watching the big red machine, how much they watch David Concepcion and how much they learn by watching Concepcion, and along that, of course, watching Pete Rose play the game right.
Well, interesting inning, interesting ball game. 9 came to the plate in that 7th inning. They get 3 runs on 3 hits. They've added another error, which I got a feeling is going to be changed after the game. They said Altuve reached on an error to start the 7th inning. So 2 errors in the 7th. Charged to Team Italy. Alvarado remains on the mound. Came on to get the final out in the 6th inning. Bullpen advantage clearly goes here to Venezuela at this point with the personnel available. Let's see here in the bottom of the 7th inning what Italy can do as they've got Nemo, the leadoff batter, up. Andrioli and then Cervelli, giving a little time, I think, here for Salvador Perez, who needed to walk off a little bang on the knee.
As you're talking about Vizquel and things lining up for his bullpen, the one thing it does need, especially from a guy like Alvarado, is strikes.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Don't put base runners on here and give Italy a chance to get back in. 0-2 count. And that one is going to be in the dirt from the big left-hander. Home run picked up in the 4th inning. And he's 1 for 3 in this ball game. Has a couple of RBIs now in the Classic. And again, Salvador Perez taking a walk again.
His throw back to the mound was a little questionable. So.
Yeah. He's had a hard day behind the plate. A couple off the mask, a couple off the legs.
All that is alleviated right now by the scoreboard.
8-5 lead will do that for
Yes.
you. 8-13-0 on the board for Venezuela. Line 5-8-2 now for Italy. Alvarado with a 1-ball 2-strike count, and that heater's going to be upstairs.
Brandon Nimmo has such great leverage as he loads up, hands close to his body, very relaxed position. He was able to just let that ball get a little bit deeper and be on fastballs and stay on the off speed. It's a nice and simple load up.
2-2 delivery on the way to him. Nemo will foul that one back as he could not get around on the fastball. Again, we remind you, Venezuela's 0-1. They're really battling for the position to go into the 2nd round. Venezuela loses this, goes 0-2. They're not going to. Italy, on the other hand, even if they are to lose this, will still be in the fray for a 2nd round chance, as they would be 1-1. And obviously, this game is not over, as we were reminded of in the first game here in Mexico, and the great comeback by Italy in the 9th inning. What a day it has been.
Well, and Nimmo has seen enough pitches to understand at this point even more about what's happening behind the plate. Quietly, body language, takes a pitch as hey, just a casual ball. That's it. Let's not make a whole thing out of it.
Count goes to 3-2. Chance for an inning here with the top of the order up for Italy. Full count delivery, and that's there.
The man knows.
So sorry.
The man knows the strike zone here today. Wow. That is a terrific at bat.
A leadoff walk That is just the second walk they've picked up in the game, and the first one that wasn't intentional.
And for Omar Vizquel, his lefty-lefty matchup, he thought it was perfect for him. Outstanding discipline. And Salvi moving that glove a little too much at the end, of course, tips it out to the umpire.
So, leadoff man on for Italy here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Andreoli's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, a 2 for 8 in this classic. He's got power. Delivery from the left-hander is going to be a heater that's going to miss up high.
He's got power, and with the approach that he has and allowing the ball to really dictate what he does with it, but we've seen him dictate with that, going to the opposite field with a lot of authority.
Strikeout pitcher having some trouble right now finding the strikes. 1-0 count. Nemo off first. They will play it safe in the base paths. They need runners. They need runs. Foul back, right straight back for a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
And all throughout that Italian dugout, all you have to know is keep reminding yourselves we've done it before, and there's still a lot of game left. And for Venezuela is just try to secure this one. Let's even things out and keep going here in this short tournament.
Puerto Rico Mexico play, second game of the day. It'll be at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 local. Then of course, if you're in the position in a state where it happens, this is when you change the clocks. Sunday morning, they do not change the clocks here.
Stay put.
In Mexico.
It means we're all going to be on time.
That means I am not going to have a clue what time it is tomorrow morning anywhere. Here's hoping the good old cell phone reacts properly and doesn't change time. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Boy, this has been a grinded out game, and the grinding far from over.
Going to grind out at bats here for Italy.
Andreoli will take a pitch. That's going to be outside. Alvarado has tried everything here. He's thrown 3 different pitches to Andreoli and he's only found the strike zone once. 3-1.
Talk about the calmness they've shown here in the first 2 games under tough circumstances, and here it is showing again. Nemo and Andreoli being selective.
3-1 count, runner off first base. Andreoli got one on the fists, and he will foul that one out of the University of Connecticut, New England. John Andreoli, Worcester, Massachusetts, where his home is. And right now, his concerns about getting on base. And the other side of it, they want that ground ball for a double play right here for Alvarado, which could shut this 7th inning down early. Full count, runner not going. 3-2 delivery. 2 walks to open up the 7th inning. That is exactly what Italy would have hoped for.
Of course, because Alvarado does have a walk in his game. Considering back in, as you mentioned, single A last year, 46 innings. Yes, he did strike out 51, but he walked 38 batters.
Yep. And here comes the skipper. Omar Vizquel on his way to the mound, and he wants the right-hander. So Italy's right back in it here as they've got the first 2 on. They've got Cervelli, the number 3 hitter, coming up. Alvarado is out of the ball game. Well, the bullpen run continues. Here is Roberto Suarez.
And all the many options for Omar Vizquel, and keep crossing Alvarado, Bencomo, Bracco, Rondon, and now Robert Suarez.
Well, let's see what he can do. He's out of the Japanese league, where he has pitched last season 58 games. Another strikeout pitcher, getting more than a strikeout per inning pitched.
And perhaps better numbers when you consider the walks to innings ratio than what we saw from Alvarado, which is exactly how Omar Vizquel did not want to see things go, and just his bullpen opening up the doors here for the feisty Italian team.
So 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 7th inning. Italy down by 3, but threatening. Alvarado worked a third of an inning, 2 walks, and responsible for the 2 base runners. Nimmo on at second base, Andreoli on at first. And here is Cervelli, already a couple of hits, 2 for 3, single double. Cervelli has scored 2 runs in the game, and he is flied out to right field. So Suarez out of Bolivia, Venezuela. We'll see what he can do with it. Infield will play back, looking for 2. Cervelli will take the pitch. That'll be outside for a ball.
I think they know the strike zone very well, especially Cervelli, who's been behind the plate. They are not expanding at all.
No. And if you move the glove, you're really in trouble. 1-0 delivery on the way. That ball blasted towards right center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. High hop, and Ciarte's got it. Coming around Nimmo to score. They're going to send the second one in. Relay throw didn't get in. 2-run score. Italy running the base pass aggressively. Trouble getting that ball out and getting it in. And it cost a second run that would not have scored had the play been made cleanly.
All that awareness paying off, and third base coach Nick Punto just on every single hop as that ball travels over to a very secure and dependable Inciarte. But this is what happened. He gets a look as when the ball lands, Inciarte grabs a baseball, then the ball pops out, and that is enough for Nick Punto to say, hey, don't put your head down, follow me, and keep on rolling.
So it's a base hit, an RBI, and an error on the center fielder Inciarte. Now a runner at first base. It's an 8-7 ball game. Only 1 RBI. The second run scores on the error. And here comes Italy again.
What a tournament so far for Cervelli.
Here's Seguin with a runner on at first base, and he will take the pitch up high. Cervelli in this ball game, he's got 3 hits, 3 for 4, an RBI, 2 runs scored so far. Seguin has had a double and a run scored, an intentional pass, and he has struck out. He has had a home run in game 1. He was going for 1 in game 2.
Why not? So something good to hit and clear it out.
9 hits on the board for Italy. 13 for Venezuela. Bullpen activity will continue. Ledesma will Ledesma. Warming up for Venezuela. 2 ball, 1 strike count. There's still nobody out here. First 3 have reached. Ground ball to the middle. Taylor made for 2. There's the flip. Running throw won't be in time. I thought Altuve might go to the bag himself on that and make the turn. He decided to go to Escobar.
It was all dictated by, of course, this very different infield, and once you as a second baseman have to take a step back as you land with the baseball, you have to find your shortstop. But what I thought was Escobar took his time to get to the bag. Look at this. That's too much wasted time there, which allows Seguin to be safe.
Yep. So they only get 1, and a runner remains at first base. Seguin.
Had Escobar been closer to the base and on the base, that's a double play.
Yeah. One of those that doesn't end up in the book showing up. It could be impactful here in the inning. Pitch will be taken. Did he go around? No. Descalso, 3 RBIs of the game, a double, single, and he is flied out. 1 away. 2 runs in. Suarez, Roberto Suarez, trying to get out of this inning.
Watch how late and how long it takes Escobar to get to the bag. And of course, he's also guarding against where's that throw going to take me with a feed, and he's trying to give Altuve the best possible target. So there's a compromise and fine line between what you need to do to be near the bag and also what you want to do for your partner to be there on time.
Fastball strike makes it 1-1. Outfield deep on Descalso. Short lead at first base. Seguin. Pitch will be taken outside. Count will go to 2-1. We've not seen much challenging of hitters by pitchers here in this game. There's been a lot of nibbling around and trying to get hitters to go after pitches that aren't strikes. And that has really pumped the pitch count up in this game on both sides. 2-1 delivery on the way. Runner goes. Here's the throw from the knees on the money, and he is out. What a throw made by Salvador Perez. He never even came up out of the crouch and got it there in time.
There's gold just like that plate on his chest. Brilliant play. Great reaction, and one of the best in the big leagues. Multi-gold gloves shows up here in a great way, and the timing is just right with that tag.
Why would you run there?
And it was a hit and run play where the hitter did not make contact.
That's the answer. So Descalso with nobody on and 2 down. That's a big play. Can generally tell when the hit and run is on. If the runner looks back to the plate, it's probably a hit and run. If it's a steal, the runner doesn't care what's going on at the plate and won't turn back. We'll just keep heading to second base.
Yeah, with Seguin, more than anything, you expect hit and run over the straight steal.
Yeah. Joe Morgan taught me that one. Joe said a lot of reason people aren't good base runners who could steal bases is because they always turn to the plate. And when you do that, you cost yourself precious moments, fractions of a second that could get you to the base in time because you're turning around, taking your stride away. If you're going to steal a base, don't worry about the plate. Go straight to the bag. And there weren't many who did it any better than Joe Morgan.
Yeah, it's pretty much stealing second base 101. Straight steal, you have no reason to look in. Now, if you hear contact,
yeah,
you look in, and who do you pick up? You pick out your third base coach. He's going to tell you what to do. But many mistakes, you're right, as Joe shared with you, are made by young base stealers, young players, because they look in. And you lose that fraction of a second, and it's bang bang going against you.
3-2 count with 2 down. Descalso waiting on it. He will foul that one off. So Suarez with a little help, a lot of help from his catcher here, has got a chance to get out of this inning. 2 runs are in to make it an 8-7 ball game. Maserati, Marco Madiseri, the manager, told us that they were going to be an aggressive team offensively for Team Italy, and that was what he was trying to do right there.
And they have been.
And they have. And there's a walk. So the inning will stay alive. And you get a power hitter coming up.
Maserati told us also very clearly, we're not afraid. You know, mistakes will happen, but that's not going to stop us.
So we're going to try and run. Why don't we have a meeting at the mound? Want to do that?
Let's do that.
Let's have a meeting at the mound here. We haven't seen a lot of that today. So
our only issue is getting back to this booth. You want to do that trick again? Multiple times?
No. No.
Hello, center field.
Espinosa, pitching coach, goes out.
It's a matter of just pretty much a reminder of, defense behind you. That play by your catcher should be enough to give you confidence, but also look at the trouble we've gotten into because of the walks.
Yeah. It's a long visit. Do you think some talk has been made about doing what they do in the NFL, at least for pitchers, maybe catchers, having a headset somehow or earbuds for players on the field so that if a coach or manager wishes to talk to them, they could do it from the dugout without having to go out?
I bet there's been some talk. Just not going to advance that easily.
Not good. No. It's tough having some physical product like that while you're trying to play. Number one.
You have to do some kind of plug in your ears because you're not wearing a helmet all the time.
Exactly.
Covering both ears.
Strike taken on the inside corner. Calabello with a potential tying run on at first base, 2 down. He's gone 0 for 3 in the ball game. He has had a couple of hits, including a home run, though, in the 2 games, as he is 2 for 7. 0-1 count, 2 down. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Timeout asked for.
If you talk about those visits by the catcher, pitching coaches, and managers, a lot of times it's the look that you're looking for. Look at the eyes, and the eyes from anybody on that mound will tell you exactly where they're at.
We'll give them a pair of binoculars then. Let them look in their eyes from the dugout.
And they'll be used for other reasons.
That wouldn't happen in baseball. What are you talking about?
Just another reason.
Just another reason. All right, 0-1 the count. Not a big lead, not a lead at all, really, over there at first base. Descalso hanging tight. He's talking to the first base umpire, Dan Bellino. Maybe talking about the move over there and whether or not it was a balk. 0-1 pitch on the way in the dirt. Perez thought that was going to be away. Came inside. He had to glove that one-handed. Prevent that from getting by him.
If Descalso is trying to create some awareness with umpire Dan Bellino, it could be all about his front leg. Does have a little twitch in it. A little balk move there.
1-1 delivery on the way. He's going for a 2 RBI base hit right there. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Colabello trying to get the ball game tied up with a long ball. Offensives both have come alive in this game, and particularly last 3 innings. 1-2 delivery to him. Colabello will foul that one back.
Yeah, Colabello, one of the big bats, has been extremely quiet here today. He likes these swings. He knows this could be his last chance to be a difference maker. He's out there selective enough, but also just letting it fly.
Colabello with the Cleveland Indians takes the pitch away.
The Indians actually off to a good start in spring training before breaking camp and heading over here.
Yep. Career of independent league ball, lots of it. All 4 of his grandparents and his mother born in Italy. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a breaking ball will be taken inside. Hey, it's 3-2. 3-ball, 2-strike count. 2 down. Runner on at first base. If you're Suarez, be careful here. As you know, Colabello is sitting on dead red.
He's seen enough speed, movement, and also secondary pitches to be on something here.
Runner at first going. 3-2 delivery and foul back, and
Right
got
on.
one.
Right on it. He's got the whole dugout watching. He's one of the leaders. Great coverage in that cut fastball away. Stayed right on it. With a long opposite field home run here 2 days ago.
Again, the 3-2 with the runner moving. Colabello fouls another one back. Pretty good battle joined right here.
This is where Salvador Perez, if he sees enough on the slider, now that he knows Colabello's timed his fastball right, he could call it if he feels confident that Suarez is not just going to roll it out there.
Yeah. Suarez, 4-pitch pitcher. Nothing particularly overpowering, just to keep you off balance. 3rd time on the 3-2. Runner goes, Colabello takes, and another walk.
And there was. He just wanted to change the pattern, wanted to change his eye level. Ball swooping away, but it was more of a swing and miss pitch with Colabello seeing the ball so well, just did not even off right.
That's 4 walks in this inning. 2 have been surrendered. Alvarado, who was in. Now Suarez has walked the last two that he's faced. And Italy's got runners on at first and second base. They picked up 2 runs in the inning. Those were off walks. Lead-off walk, Nimmo. Andreoli drew a walk. Both of them have scored. Savelli's picked up 1 RBI. The other one came in on an error. And still 2 down and 2 on.
And that caught stealing by Perez on Seguin is playing huge right now.
Liddy at the plate previously.
He can unload as he did on Martin Perez. Back in the 4th inning. Cut fastball just got too much of the plate.
2 down. Going for another one. That pitch well located. And a strike on Liddy. 1 for 3 in the ball game today. He has picked up 3 RBIs so far in this WBC. First Italian-born and raised player to make a Major League debut. 0-1 delivery to him. That was up and in, and foul back. He wasn't going to do much with that pitch, and that'll bring Perez out to the mound.
They're on his fastball. Salvi has a great idea as to why.
Well, Liddy will wait on it. Down on the count.
There's a discussion more with Salvador Perez on pitch selection, and perhaps if it's going to be a fastball, this is the pitch that you feel more comfortable with. We need to find a different way to finish it.
Oh, and 2. See if he comes to the strike zone. Yep, and he gets it. So a big strikeout recorded right there. End of the inning, but a couple of runs in as Italy in the 7th gets a little closer. Now 8-7 Venezuela. Well, two teams battling, and I mean battling, to get a W here in the second game for each in this series. And it is an 8-7 ball game. Italy had a 5-0 lead in the game going into the 5th inning. Venezuela got their offense started. 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th. That one will be fouled off. Altuve again leading off an inning. Second consecutive he has done so. He reached on an error to start the 7th inning for Venezuela. So he is officially 1 for 3 with a base hit. He has scored 2 runs. And he goes against the left-hander Tommy Lane, who stays on the mound. Lane came on in that 7th inning with nobody out. Pitch is taken for a ball.
And the one thing that Marco Mazzieri needs at some point here, Gary, is a 0 out of his bullpen. It just has not happened going back to game 1.
Yep. The bullpen is a weakness for them. They knew that. Well, they really need it. Overhand off-speed delivery by Lane, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. We're approaching some 270 pitches thrown in this game combined for these two teams.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful, gorgeous. Just 1-ball 2-strike.
Elegant.
That one came back into the strike zone, gobbled up at third base. And a nice pick at first. Calabello's made a couple of very nice plays over there, as Liddy has been on both times putting low throws over there, and Calabello has saved him an error.
Let me tell you, this game could easily be 12-7, but the defense, one way or the other, has allowed Italy to keep it this close. From Calabello to Descalzo to Nimmo to Liddy himself, has done an outstanding job in making plays.
Yep. Relying on their defense. 1 down, top of the 8th inning. And that will bring up Prado. The big day he has had. A 4-hit ball game. 3 singles, a double. He has picked up 2 RBIs and he has scored a run. Can't add much more than that. He had an 0 for 3 in game 1. He's made up for that in this one. And the pitch will be taken away. Tommy Lane of the Yankees, the left-hander on the mound. He's a veteran, 32 years old. He's been around Major League Baseball, particularly tough on the left-handed batters that we've talked about. Got released by Boston last August, signed by the Yankees 3 days later. As they say in the game in this day and age, if you're left-handed and you can get the ball to the plate, you got a job.
Stay in the game.
And I don't mean that negatively towards Tommy, but left-handers, boy, they are hard to come by. And teams more than willing to pay to get a left-hander who can get left-handers out.
We can go down the line, a long list for so many years on what you're talking about.
Yep. And their first strike taken, and the count will go to 3-1. There you go. Left-handers 177. Right-handers 288. And a strike in the outside corner. Nobody's even talking to the home plate umpire about the strike zone.
You know what? And
they just wait and see what the call is.
Playing the game.
Yep.
You continue on to play the game. Don't let that be a factor.
3-2 delivery is fouled off, and that one hurt. Martin Prado will take a little walk on that one.
Very easily. You can get sidetracked to the catcher, of course, the pitcher, but also as a hitter. With an early call that you don't agree with to really take you out of your game and out of your bat and just break your concentration and your focus.
A little extra walk for Prado. Great to have you with us here. Jalisco is the state we are in Mexico, and Guadalajara is the state capital, located just outside the city. Pitches away for a ball. And the walks beginning to pile up here late in the ball game. Lane delivers one with one away. Prado on. And you got the middle of this order again coming to the plate as they batted around in the 7th inning. And another visit to the mound. Mediseri will go out. He will make the pitching change. He does not want Miguel Cabrera to be facing Tommy Lane. So we will see the 6th pitcher for Italy. Back with you. You take a look at some who might have been here for Italy and are not.
But I know one thing. They're all pushing and supporting their team at this point. And Anthony Rizzo is a big part of how Italy continued their nice run last time out.
Barcelo had a chance to go a couple of ways. Some of them decided on their own, some because their particular teams weren't real excited about them moving on. So if you need someone to get right and left-handers out, why don't you bring in a switch pitching pitcher?
So here's the idea I have for you. So if he's a switch throwing pitcher and the pitch count has a limit, do we base it on which arm he threw it, or we just put it all together?
We base it on a singular body, the human body.
The human. Okay, got it.
Whether he throws
question, right?
Yes. Whether he throws right or left,
it's about
has one pitch count.
It's about conserving the arms, right?
That's right.
And taking stress off of it.
Yep. Benedetti, of course, is the ambidextrous switch pitcher. He comes on with a runner on at first base, one down. And the delivery will be taken for a strike by Cabrera. Cabrera, big hit, part of the 7th inning, a single, an RBI. 1 for 4 in this ball game, and 2 for 6 in the 2 games played. Benedetti was not successful in the game against Mexico. He came out of the bullpen for an inning, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 strikeout in that game.
There's nothing tricky here for Venditti against Cabrera. It's about sliders, one after the other. If he sees a fastball, it has to be in off the plate. Remember, he can switch arms with a guy waiting on deck as a lefty.
That ball's in the air and foul. What he can't do is switch on one hitter. He announces before which way he's going to pitch to both the hitter, the umpire, and any runners who are on.
With his numbers as a lefty and as a righty for the Blue Jays and Mariners in 2016.
Venditti, as we mentioned, has thrown with both hands since he was a youngster. Pitch is taken down low.
I love the glove, specially designed glove. Well, there's no switching gloves also as he switches throwing arms.
The double-thumbed glove. Cabrera in, trying to do some damage here. The 2-ball, 2-strike count at 1 down, an 8-7 ball game. Venezuela on top, having come from a 5-0 deficit to get there. But they had a 3-run lead. Oh my goodness, talk about an off-speed pitch. And even Cabrera couldn't handle that.
Tip your hat, because Miggy knows it's all about one pitch. It is a slider, but not about a difference in velocity in a very hittable slider on where it landed. But look at this. Talk about differential from a fastball to a changeup. How about differential from a slider to a slider?
He almost had time to pull the bat back, swing again. Throw over to first and got him! Picked him off at first base. Prado wandered a little bit too far, and that's going to be it in the inning. Martin Prado, who had reached on a walk, gets picked off. Look, he wasn't looking, and he could not get back to the bag. 8-7, Venezuela. Well, an interesting game. We talk about little things that make a difference in a game. We're seeing him in this series.
We do. How about the blockage at third base on the foot? Lidi Altuve is called safe, but look at Altuve's foot and where it lies into. So use your body to get the outs. It didn't happen that time, but the way this last inning closed up, look at Colabello putting that barrier on Prado. Look at the right foot by Prado saying, let me reach. But Italy, once again, using whatever it takes to get the job done, including getting in front of those bases.
Yep. Just checking here, now they're scoring these runs in this game. For Suarez, he worked an inning. He gave up a couple of walks, and Suarez had a strikeout. Gave up just one hit. No runs charged to him. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It'll be 8-9-1. Andrew Butera leading it off, a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game for the DH for Italy. Alvarez now on the mound for Venezuela.
Jose Alvarez, a very dependable arm for Angels manager Mike Socha. He is a strike thrower. He has a tendency to work fast, now throwing a little bit more across his body. And he's going to be around the zone.
Gets that one in there for a strike. This will be the 7th pitcher we have seen for Venezuela in the game.
Oh, they're trying to just bridge the gap and give it to Frankie Rodriguez in the 9th.
2 ball 1 strike delivery on the way. Off speed pitch will miss up high.
Alvarez pretty decent breaking ball, a couple of them, curveball, slider.
There is K-Rod.
And like K-Rod, a plus change for Alvarez.
3-1 delivery on the way. Way out in front of that, fouls it off. So 3 ball 2 strike count. Ball game that is seesawed from a 5-0 lead by Italy to an 8-5 lead for Venezuela to what is now an 8-7 lead for Venezuela.
Anything close here, Butera, he has to be protecting and swinging.
3-2 delivery, and he'll keep the at-bat alive, fouling it back. First game of a doubleheader. We've got another one coming up tonight as Puerto Rico will take on Mexico. Mexico, like Venezuela, trying to avoid going 0-2. Which would take them out of a chance to go in the 2nd round. 3-2 count, timeout asked for by Butera. Three-2 delivery on the way again. Another walk. So there's the potential tying run. A leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Marco Manzieri's ball club gets better in pitch selection, in confidence, in the recognition, in their knowledge of the strike zone later in the game, as we saw what happened against Mexico too.
So they get the man on. Now let's see how this gets played. Gavin Cecchini, the number 9 hitter, 0 for 3. Prado is playing just off the cut of the carpet at third. Now stands on it. Wanted to see if Cecchini would show what he was going to do at the plate if he was thinking about bunting. He didn't move.
And who better than Omar Vizquel, former shortstop, to understand the importance of just a little tidbit to let you know how the offensive side is leaning.
Again, a throw over. Trouble reading that for Butera,
which really at this point should not be trouble at all. He's not going anywhere. Just making sure if it's a bunt that the bunt is down, but there's no way he can get picked off here.
Bunted and didn't get it down. It was up, and he had to angle that bat so that it would end up being foul. So an 0-1 count. Now we'll see if it's still on or not. Nick Puto, the third base coach, will relay the signs.
This is a play that I saw Venezuela work on over in Surprise during camp. And what they want is Salvador Perez to be the biggest voice, the one everybody can hear as to where the throw should be going.
Long holds, does square, drops one, and again it goes foul. So Cicchini does not get the bunt down they were looking for to move that runner up. And that will bring Andrew Butera back to his father.
Perhaps what has been the biggest issue here for Cicchini is where he's been standing and scoring off the batter's box.
Yep. There's Dad, the first base coach. Come into your picture there and just well, thought he would. He moves away from the bag now. There he is, first base coach. 0-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch is up high. And a fastball that time, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
What I talk about where Cicchini was scoring for the bunt is he's allowing that movement on Alvarez's sinker to get deeper in the zone and not allowing the barrel to work that far back.
Cicchini waiting. We'll foul that one off. We'll see if Cicchini does what seemingly happens a number of times in baseball with guys who try and bunt, don't get it done, then they hit a home run.
And guys that quickly put it away, at least continue on and have a good at bat and get a base hit.
I don't know if that's something we just think happens or if the numbers would show that actually is true. I'm not sure. Pitch is going to be taken away. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I'll stay with the thinking.
Yeah, I'll stay with the thinking too. That's one of those things that because when you see it, it is so different because you don't see it that often that it sticks in your mind. So you have a perspective that is something that happens a lot, but it may not. And that one's going to be fouled away. Count will stay at 2-2. Cicchini with a tough at bat.
And one thing I do know is you have to be able to have the ability to turn the page very quickly. Hey, execution didn't happen with a bunt. I'm still alive, and I can still go after and help my team somehow.
Plus, I feel a little bad about not having done what I was supposed to do.
Correct.
Got him. Good pitch. So it was something we just thought happened. Strikeout recorded.
And perhaps Cicchini was thinking too much. That's right down the middle.
So Cicchini, a strikeout victim. Alvarez gets his first K. And we go to the top of the order.
You know, it's a point in the game where you cannot allow the umpire to dictate how you finish an at-bat. You've seen enough now through 7.5 innings to understand that anything close, you have to protect the plate.
Well, there's the leadoff batter, Brandon Nimmo up. He scored 7th inning, drew a walk, hit a home run in the 4th. He's 1 for 3 officially.
It was a good matchup, I would say, for Italy. The way that Nimmo has been tracking pitches, how well he stays against left-handers, and we saw today against Martin Perez, an established big league pitcher, because he's not afraid of getting jammed. But boy, he can crush a mistake.
Nimmo waiting on the 1-0 delivery. That's going to catch the inside corner for a strike, and he turns to question that call. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down.
Late breaker, but Nimmo didn't think it was over the wide of the plate.
23-year-old left-handed hitter with a runner at first. Fists that one into foul territory. Prado over with room and makes the catch. made the catch and takes the tumble, but he records the out. Gets the throw back in because Butera goes down to second base. And they are coming over to check and make sure he is okay. Wow.
It's a great play all the way around. From the room that he has, knowing that he's got a lot to his right, staying with it and rolling over, but also on the base running part by Drew Butera, not giving up on that play.
Butera tags up and goes down to second base.
Outstanding effort by a true big leaguer.
From that angle, he looked like Derek Jeter.
Yes, he did. No blood, though.
Nice play made by Prado. There, we talked about that earlier. The foul territory here is enormous. That play doesn't get made probably in any major league park, maybe Oakland, but that'd be the only one because it would be in the seats. Omar Vizquel is on his way to the mound. 2 down, runner at second base, potential tying run. We will go, we won't. He'll go to the bullpen.
Gary Thorne always said, listen to your papa. And Drew Butera listening to papa. That foul ball goes in that territory is a great play by Prado. And Sal Butera, first base coach, telling his son, hey, tag up and go. Look at Drew, Gary. He wanted another base. It's a great alert baseball play by a veteran player.
Well, he represents the potential tying run.
Listen to Pops. How proud is he?
That over there, making sure his son tagged up and got down there. Well, here's one of the bigger at-bats in the ball game as Francisco Rodriguez comes on to get the out. Runner at second, 2 away. Rodriguez will work to Andreoli, the number 2 hitter.
It was a right move here for Omar Vizquel. Who do you want on the mound now? You don't have to wait till the next inning. It's now that counts.
Andreoli will take the pitch for a strike.
Cisco 44 saves for the Tigers last year. And still the major league record, 62 saves back in 2008 for the Angels. 62 saves.
There was one to be had. He got it. 0-1 count with 2 down. Butera off second base. Andreoli waiting on it. He's going to get one. Base hit into right center field. Coming around to score the tying run is Andrew Butera, and this game is 8-8. And again, Italy has fought their way back.
Huge at bat once again for John Andreoli. And of course, he stays square to the baseball up the middle, knowing that Francisco Rodriguez is not going to try to throw the fastball by him. And he stays with the breaking ball approach and goes right center field again on that changeup. Great extension all the way through as that ball travels. So does the path of that bat in the hitting zone. And there's no stopping Italy again.
So Andreoli delivers his 4th RBI of this classic, and we've got an 8-8 ball game. Throw over to get him back. So Rodriguez could not get that big final out here in the 8th inning, and the little things that matter.
And the point that we're making about the little things, the tag at first base by Butera, and the amount of walks Venezuela has issued here in the last inning and 2/3.
Last 2 innings, 3 walks have scored for Italy. Pitch is taken away for a ball. The offenses just keep on coming here. Now for Italy, 8 runs, 10 hits. Venezuela, 8 runs, 13 hits.
And the man at first base can really run.
Savelli at the plate. 1-0 count with 2 down. Pitch is not in there. And the count will go to 2-0. It's been amazing first 2 games for Italy, whether they win this or not. They have refused to go away.
Feisty Brazilian team, just a reflection of the personality of their leader in that dugout, Marco Mazzieri.
2-0 delivery, and that's going to be outside. And Rodriguez falls behind. 3 balls and no strikes on Cervelli with second and the cleanup batter waiting on deck.
The way Cervelli has been swinging the bat, I'm not taking the bat away from him here.
No.
If it's manageable, swing it.
Ground ball. They were playing the other way. Long run. Altuve is going to get it. Makes the throw. And he did get on the bag. Cabrera had to do a little footwork over there. Cervelli is retired. And we've completed 8. And a run in on just 1 hit with 1 left on base. 8-8 game. Ball game tied at 8-8. Now what's on the line here? Venezuela lost their opener to Puerto Rico, shut out 11-0. They lose this ball game, they will not advance to the second round. For Italy, they won their first game with a great 9th inning, getting 5 runs to come back against Mexico and win it 10-9. They win, they go 2-0, and they give themselves a real shot at moving on to the second round. So that's what's at stake here in this ball game, and we're going to the 9th inning, tied 8-8.
And the luxury of having someone like Pat Venditti is that Marco Mazzieri, Italian's manager, does not have to worry about matching up now with another arm. Well, I should say another body.
Another body.
Yes. Because the arm is another arm.
Both arms. All right, let's see what happens here in the 9th inning. As Gonzalez will lead it off, Solarte, who took over the DH role, will follow, and then Perez. 8-8 game in the 9th. Pitching left-handed, it is in there for a strike. Gonzalez has had a big ball game, 3 hits and a walk. He's reached base all 4 times he's been up, 3 for 3, and RBI. Carlos Gonzalez goes after one that foul tips into the mitt. Gonzalez getting the start in right field after the 0 for 3 start in game 1. Let's put the numbers up here in this one. 2-strike count on him. Jose Alvarez charged with that run Italy picked up in the last half inning. Swung out and miss. Gonzalez goes down. Venditti gets the strikeout, his second.
He found out, just like Miguel Cabrera did, that Venditti has the ability to spin the ball even tighter on certain situations. It creates about a 3 to 4 mile an hour difference with that slider. And it's one of those, like, just when you think you have the spin time, you have the plane, you have the depth, the tilt, all it takes is a little difference in the grip.
Rougned Odor has been announced as the pinch hitter. So he will make his first appearance here in this classic. Rougned Odor now the DH, as Solarte had come on as a pinch runner, never got a shot at it at the plate though. So Venditti will stay pitching left-handed. One down, nobody on.
Don't take this little man for granted. He swings a 35, sometimes a 36-inch bat, 34 ounces, and he's got some mega power. 33 home runs last year for Rougned Odor.
One down. And there's the first pitch he sees, goes into the corner. Chased down, Andreoli. Odor will go into second base. So he didn't take long for him to get into the game. Delivers a double on the first pitch he sees in this year's Classic. And the potential go-ahead is on in the 9th inning.
And a guy for this ball club could be more than just a spark. He is really a gritty player. He plays with a chip on his shoulder and with a lot of fire every single pitch. Look at the nice load with a high leg kick, but he has enough balance to stay back over that tall leg, and he says, Venezuela, let's go.
Odor was not going to be on this team, but when Freddie Galvis got hurt, Odor was put in as the roster replacement. And here he is at second base. And here is Salvador Perez trying to get an RBI. Pitches a strike on the inside corner. Perez has had a double, a run scored, 1 for 3, and an intentional pass in the game. Hit number 14 for Venezuela. It looks like this game belongs to Venditti. Setup was outside. by Cervelli. The pitch was way inside. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
You know, the way Salvador Perez has taken both of those pitches tells you one thing. That front shoulder is just saying, stay square because you know what you're going to see. But also, stay square and stay back. And that soft slider.
1-1. They try and hold the runner close. Odor really moving around out there in a wise step off by Venditti. Descalso, the second baseman, trying to keep him close. And Odor is doing exactly what you want to do in this situation, and that's get everybody concerned with you.
And if there's any attempt on Odor to steal third base, Alex Liddy has a long distance to cover as to where he is situated way back at third base.
Interesting too here in this situation in the 9th inning. The outfield has moved in a little bit against Salvador Perez, especially in center. Nimmo, the center fielder, is in 3, 4 or more steps from where he has been playing. Seguin came in a couple of steps. He's backed up a little now. But the outfielders are trying to give themselves a chance on a base hit to have a play at the plate. Won't have to worry about it this time. Way back, left field, going back. Salvador Perez, goodbye, home run. Perez clocks at 2 RBIs, and Venezuela is back on top 10-8.
Celebration here for Team Venezuela. Everybody out of that dugout. And just like Odor, Salvador Perez just showing across the chest, Venezuela, we belong here, we are good, we're breaking out of this, and here we are. Boy, just by the way he approached the whole at bat just told me he is going to be on to something. Look at that front shoulder, stay close, stay back, load up, and unload.
So the big home run puts him on top here in the 9th inning, a 10-8 ball game. Salvador Perez picking up his first 2 RBIs of this classic. Pitch will be taken down low. Hernan Perez at the plate. This is his first at bat. He came on to play in left field for Herrera. That one's going to be fouled away, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Oh, what a lift for one of their leaders. Salvi knew it. Savor it.
The fans making some noise for Venezuela. High speed pitch he got out in front of, and it will be a foul ball.
Nice play.
Sign him up.
So you want to talk about pride and passion and energy and what it means for them and the load that was on them and pointing to the chest. Oh yeah, it's all about Venezuela.
He had 22 home runs during last season with Kansas City. They've all lightened the color of their hair for some team unity. Nothing brings team unity like a lead and then a win. Vendetti's pitch, another one sidearmed in there off speed. Perez is a strikeout victim. Vendetti's got 3 Ks. And there are 2 away here in the 9th inning. So Italy's going to be faced with the same thing they were faced with in game 1 against Mexico. They're going to go to the bottom of the 9th inning behind. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th against Mexico. They're down by 2 right now. 2 away. And obviously Venezuela will try and add to it here. Pitch on the way will be taken outside.
Well, the similarity is that they're going to be facing big league closer Francisco Rodriguez, whom they already saw to finish off the 8th inning.
Yep.
Just like they did with Roberto Osuna in Mexico, and they score all those runs in the 9th inning.
Bunting popped it up. And Cervelli comes back to find it, puts it away. Escobar is retired. So in the top of the 9th, It's Salvador Perez who delivers. Odor came on as a pinch hitter, got a double ahead of him, and Perez picks up the homer. Good for 2. Bottom of the 9th coming. Venezuela up by 2. Salvador Perez, will that 2 RBI homer be enough to be the game-winning RBI? We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Venezuela on top by a score of 10-8, out hitting Italy 15-10. Rodriguez on the mound. Seguin at the plate. Pitch there for a strike. Cleanup batter leading it off.
Absolutely. You got the lineup of the guys that with one swing can really make a difference. You got Seguin, Descalso, and Colabello.
Rodriguez delivers to him. Ground ball. That'll go to short. Big hop. Escobar make the throw in the dirt, and it gets away. It'll roll down the wall, going down to second base. Where he will stop is Seguin. It's like Venezuela just doesn't want to win. Every time they get things going right, they do something to turn the game the other way.
We have seen things like this happen before with Team Italy at the plate, capitalizing on mistakes, and perhaps that whole dugout saying we can do it again, but just a fundamental mistake by Escobar. Just sunk that ball way too much.
Wow. Each team's made 2 errors in the game. Team Italy took advantage of an error made by Mexico in the first game they played. Come with a comeback win. Here's Descalso. He will take the pitch for a strike. A double, a single, 3 RBIs in the game. He is 2 for 3, and he has drawn a walk. So a runner at second base. The potential tying run is now at the plate. Carabello waiting on deck. The 0-1 delivery by Rodriguez. A ground ball to second base this time. Altuve's got it. They record the out. Seguin will move down to third with 1 away.
So you need just get a little bit closer to home plate.
Yeah. Now this has been a game where there have been just everything has happened. Italy has scored of the 8 runs they've put up. 5 of the 8 have come with 2 out, and 3 of the 8 that have scored got on base via the walk. Venezuela's done a lot of the same. 6 of their 10 runs have come with 2 down. None of them, though, were base runners who had walked to get on base. Colabello up. Pitch there for a strike. Colabello is 0 for 3 and a walk. He had a home run in game 1. Runner at third base. That's not the important one right now. It's that runner at the plate, or at least a batter who'd like to be a runner. 0-1 fouled off, and Rodriguez will get ahead of him. 2 strikes.
For Frankie Rodriguez, it's just a matter of seeing how much he can offset Colabello's timing right now. He's got 2 different types of changeups. He's got the tight breaking ball. He is not in the mid to upper 90s anymore, but certainly he is a very savvy closer.
Venezuelan fans making a lot of noise here in this game, hanging on right now. 0-2 delivery and a ground ball that's going to go towards the hole. Cut off. Nice play. Prado got it there, and a good play at first by Cabrera. Able to hold the bag with his toe to get the out. Seguin will score. RBI, but more importantly for Venezuela, they get the 2nd out.
Boy, things are interesting here all the way to the end. And why not? This ball sails just a little more than what Prado wanted, and Miguel Cabrera doing the best with his toes to stay right on that bag. Great job, Miggy.
So Italy down to their final out to work with here in the 9th inning of this ball game. Liddy, a home run in the 4th inning. He has struck out twice and grounded out. Alex Liddy, 2 down. Liddy will take the pitch for a strike in the outside corner.
He's got some power. He showed it here back in the 4th inning.
Rodriguez with a chance out of the bullpen to be the winning pitcher in this game. There's the 0-1 delivery to Liddy, and he'll take it, and that's in there for a strike. It'll bounce. 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. The seesaw game, and has gone back and forth. 5-run lead for Italy early until the 5th inning when Venezuela came alive, got a 3-run lead. Italy's battled back to make it a 1-run ball game. That ball's got to be a base hit up the middle. There's no give on this Team Italia.
Oh no.
The single by Liddy will keep it alive and bring the potential winning run to the plate. Hit number 11 for Team Italy. And that'll bring up Andrew Butera. Butera drew a walk in the 8th and scored. He is singled, struck out, flied out.
With a big home run here in Game 1 against Mexico. And he has the ability to go out there and get on top of something. Now, for his at bat against Francisco Rodriguez is not so much about how much you can get on top of anything. It's about how much you can keep that bat from committing to pitches out of the zone.
Andrew McGee will be the pinch runner for Liddy. Because he is the potential tying run. McGee running at first. 10-9 Venezuela. Rodriguez pitch will be outside for a ball. This, of course, is the same score that Italy beat Mexico by 10-9 in their first game. One 0 count. Runner off first. Butera takes it. That's outside. Is he up a little bit on the bat? I was trying to look. Yeah, he's choking up a little bit. Well, we don't see very much of that anymore.
Especially early in counts.
Yeah. He's got a good inch or more, though, that he's up on that handle. 2-0 delivery on the way. That's outside. Rodriguez did a 360 after he threw that one. He didn't get a good follow through.
You know, Frankie lost his footing there. And even though he does have a violent finish, at times falling, literally falling and having to hold on with his left hand to not roll over on the mound.
Do you take here?
Yes.
3-0 count with 2 down.
I would.
He does. Wasn't even close. So Rodriguez surrenders the walk. 6 walks have been surrendered by the last 4 pitchers out of the bullpen for Venezuela. Now the potential tying runs at second base. And that looks a little different if you're on the mound. And now a question of whether he's all right as Vizquel and the trainer are coming to the mound.
Well, there's always a concern for anybody, especially this late in the game. And we have somebody on the mound that you're hoping is going to get you through this game. Frankie says he's fine. Amar Vizquel wants to know a little bit more, though, face to face.
So now this will be a visit. This is no longer a question of a physical visit. This is an official visit to the mound by Vizquel.
It was a very good matchup, I think, for Italy. And consider the tough at bat that Gavin Zucchini had back in the 8th inning after failing to bunt twice. Eventually struck out looking. So Zucchini looking for a little revenge here.
Unbelievable game that has had a life of its own and continues right down to what will be the final out at some point. So Cecchini stands in. Italy's got runners on at first and second base. They trail by 1. Bottom of the 9th inning. There are 2 down.
Sit off speed.
Cecchini's 0 for 4 in the ball game. Rodriguez a check back to second. Cecchini takes it and it's outside, and that's where Rodriguez has been missing in the last couple of hitters.
Have not been able to find a nice grip and finish to get those changeups over. Cannot be afraid of getting beat by the fastball here.
1-0 count. Pick off second base. Well, we said Italy 5 of the 9 runs have come with 2 down. Can they do it again?
Boy, you're talking about a risky play.
That goes into center field. He might score.
Altuve and Francisco Rodriguez put that play on themselves.
1-0 count. Zucchini, the shortstop. Altuve backs off at second. 1-0 delivery. 2-0.
That was a pretty good plate discipline for a young player that saw a pitch like that called on him earlier in the game. And that's what we talk about. You know, we get a bad call here and there early at bat. Early in the year at bat, you have to really erase it. Let it go.
And that was low and away, but looks of it. I mean, it was good eye. Zucchini now with a 2-0 count. Runners off first and second base. Zucchini. Oh, cue ball on that one. 2-1.
When I talk about sitting on speed, it's so much easier said than done.
Yeah.
You're high adrenaline, high leverage situation. You want to jump on anything, cause some damage. But you also have to have the ability to trust what you're guessing might be his out pitch and how he's trying to get you out.
Zucchini, the 23-year-old New York Met organization, trying to tie it up at least. Zucchini fouls that one away, leaning in, trying to time it.
Very nice.
2-2.
Very good approach.
Fans from Venezuela and Italy up. McGee, the lead runner at second base, a pinch runner. Terror at first. Zucchini, 2 down, 2-2. Rodriguez, the delivery. That ball's in the air. He's going to get a base hit. It's going to roll into center field. 1 run will score. Runner goes to third. They have done it again. Runner's coming home. Here's the throw, and the out is recorded at the plate. They tried to get the potential run that would win it, ran into Salvador Perez, who went down after he made the tag on the collision with Butera. And he's not the only one down. We've got 2 Venezuelan players down on the field. That's the pitcher, is it not?
Francisco Rodriguez is down, and he served as the cutoff man, and he had a little bit of trouble just getting his footing on that turf. Eventually got to throw home, had trouble securing the baseball, and here's where we're going to take a look. Watch his legs as he makes that throw, and Francisco goes down, as does Perez, and 2 teammates colliding at home plate. 2 Royals catchers going down at the same time.
Unbelievable. This game is tied. This is a potential winning run. The out recorded, but he got his leg caught underneath him. We are going to the 10th inning at 10-10. Oh my God. Here is Filippo Crepaldi out of the bullpen. First time he has appeared here in the 2 games for Italy. Not much left.
That's pretty much everybody crossed out. And of course, Marco Mazzieri built this team knowing that he needed to go to the most important arms, and a guy like De Silva was just not effective for him. And right now he'll leave it in the hands of someone who perhaps has the least experience against experienced batters.
Well, Crepaldi comes on to try and keep the score at 11-10. Venezuela's got runners on at first and second base. And Gonzalez will come to the plate. Gonzalez has had a good day. A couple of doubles, single, walk, and he has struck out. So he, like Prado, has made the most of the opportunities that they have had at the plate. Capaldi's delivery, off-speed breaking ball. That one is going to miss for ball one.
Well, he already showed you what he's going to try to do here against Carlos Gonzalez or against anybody. It's not about trying to overpower, but trying to trick him with some movement into the off speed.
1-0 delivery. And the pitch taken up high for a ball. Wait. This game is gone, and knowing what Italy's done, both in their last game and this one, Venezuela wants as many runs as they can put up on the board.
Yeah, they have the right guy here at home plate with one swing can quickly turn this around.
Infield shifted around on him. Towering pop-up. Shallow right center. Right fielder says, I got it. Andreoli drifts over and puts it away. And there are two down.
Nice job. Filippo Crepaldi comes in throwing strikes, and again showing the off-speed pitches well located and offsetting the timing of Carlos Gonzalez.
Yep. So the runners remain at first and second base. And Odor has played a significant role in limited time. He came on in the 9th inning as a pinch hitter and delivered a double and would score ahead of Salvador Perez on the home run.
Yeah, this guy's a difference maker. I mean, look at the stare.
Two on, two down.
Think he's ready?
He's ready.
A terrific player.
Timeout asked for by Cervelli. Boy, it's been a long day behind the plate for the catcher. Cervelli's gone the way, and so had Salvador Perez until you saw him leave with that leg injury.
Hoping and praying that Salvi is doing fine.
Yeah,
better.
Off-speed pitch will be taken for a ball. We are in the 10th inning. Venezuela trying to go 1-1. Italy trying to go 2-0. Would you say he turned on that pitch?
Sitting off speed, he got it, just came around that one just a little bit. But certainly that's the kind of swing you want to see right here. Let's put this thing away quickly. And based on the respect we have to have for Team Italy and the way they have fought and how resilient they have been, you need a cushion.
Jose Castillo up in the bullpen getting ready to come on in the bottom half of the 10th inning for Venezuela. Runners off first and second base. 1-1. We'll go towards second on the big hop. Play made by Descalso, and that will do it. But again we ask, is it enough? 10th inning. Pick up a run, couple of hits, bottom of the 10th. How many comebacks does Team Italy have in them? They did it against Mexico. Without recording it out in the bottom of the 9th inning, they would score 5 runs. As Liddy had a big 2 RBI double as a part of that, and they picked up a 2 RBI base hit that would end the ball game and begin the celebration, as that one was picked up by Andreoli, and they beat Mexico. They have come back in the 9th inning of this game to tie it. Now they're going to try and do it again down by 1 in the bottom of the 10th.
What you do is just keep it fresh in mind that you got to pick up the game from where it is, and if you've done it before, you know you have the ability and the drive to go out there and try to do it again.
There you see the numbers. Jose Castillo out of the bullpen. His minor league numbers all the way up. Bottom of the 10th, and it's the top of the order. Nemo is up to lead it off. In at third base, Prado. Check swing, did he go? No. So ball 1. Nemo has had a home run in the ball game. He's picked up a walk and scored in the 7th inning. Strikeout, ground out, pop out to go along with all of that. Venezuela up by 1. Nemo will take the pitch on the inside corner, and it is there for a strike. Rodriguez worked an inning and a third. 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 hits, and a walk. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. And it'll be up and inside.
Well, this is once again where, as Omar Vizquel was telling us, the unknown could be your best asset.
Yeah.
Another at bat for Nimmo, another pitcher.
We've gone through him. This is pitcher number 9. Venezuela. That'll be foul back. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Andrioli and then Cervelli. 1, 2, 3 in the order for Team Italy. Game-winning RBI right now. If it stays this way, we'll go to Martin Prado with that double in the 10th. 2-2 delivery on the way and fouled it off. In and out of the glove. Churros has come on to do the catching with Perez out of there. And this one in and out.
Nimmo gets just enough of it. Does a great job tracking that ball as it starts tailing at the last minute.
Here's the 2-2 delivery to him. That'll be popped up towards left field. And there's one away. So the leadoff batter retired here in the bottom half of the 10th inning.
That is a huge load immediately for Vizquel, the manager, and for the defense for Venezuela.
One down. Perez in the outfield puts that one away. Andrioli scored on a walk in the 7th inning. He's also picked up a single. One down here in the bottom of the 10th. Castillo's delivery to him will be taken inside for a ball.
As we move up and down this Italy lineup, we can say, how clutch has he been? How clutch has he been? I mean, Andrioli himself, in many ways, has been clutch for this ball club.
With the way they've been playing these games, everybody gets a shot at being a hero, don't they?
Everybody gets a chance to be in clutch.
Yes.
They have come through.
Just unbelievable. Venezuela's got the lead here. Castillo's delivery to him. That'll be in the outside corner for a strike.
Of all people, this is the one that Omar Vizquel did not expect to have on the mound at this moment. Jose Castillo.
He's 21 years old. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be up high and away.
He's got a pretty live fastball, 94 miles an hour.
Fans have been here a long time. Seen a lot of baseball.
Yeah, I understand there's a long line waiting outside the stadium.
Yeah, another game. Remember, it's a doubleheader day, and Mexico is playing in the game tonight, which we'll have for you. Puerto Rico and Mexico. Scheduled to start at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 local. But they've got to clean all of these people out of here before they can let the other crowd in for the ball game tonight. Leaned in. We continue to see the at-bats we've talked about consistently from Italy. They just don't bite. They are patient, wait. Churros goes out. Have a word with Castillo.
Every Venezuelan pitcher has had to fight for every out.
Yeah.
And most of them going on deep counts. Really have not seen Italy in his first 2 games go down easy and early in the count making wild swings. They really work it.
It's a 3-ball, 2-strike count right here. And walked him. No. Strike 3 called. Castillo gets the strikeout, and there are 2 down. Andrioli will head back.
Unfortunately, once again, if it's that close, knowing what's been happening behind home plate, you have to protect the plate.
He was sure he had that for a walk, but he didn't. A deep breath, and he heads back.
Robinson Chirinos, who just came into the game, great job of framing that pitch for the umpire. Selling it.
2 down. Here's Cervelli. That pitch will be there for a strike. Chirinos, the catcher of the Texas Rangers, 32-year-old veteran. Coming on for Perez. The 0-1 delivery. That is a strike on the outside corner, and Cervelli turns. So Italy's down to their final strike to work with. 2 down, bottom of the 10th. 0-2 delivery. Cervelli takes it. How much confidence you got to have take that pitch?
And look at Chirino saying, hey, let's expand. We're going to call it again. Arm side. Here, hit it.
He did. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Venezuela up 11-10. 1 more out. They got to win. Breaking ball. 2-2.
Castillo, smooth delivery, live arm, live on that fastball, and also the ability to spin the ball very nicely.
The guys rubbing their eyes on their heads. This has been a long, intense game for both of these teams. Castillo, the 2-2 delivery. Cervelli, a ground ball to short. Escobar bobbles it, makes the throw, and records the out, and this game is over. An unbelievable ball game. That Venezuela comes back to win 11-10. So Venezuela keeps their hopes alive for moving on to a second round that gives themselves a chance. They're 1-1. Italy, despite dramatic comebacks, they too are now 1-1.
When it comes down to the talent level, this is what Omar Vizquel, Venezuela manager, wanted to see, is for that talent to show up, to be able to execute, spread the offense from 1 through 9, but also it came down to his bench. I was able to match up some issues out of that bullpen, and mainly is to go out there and play with confidence, put some runs on the board, and 1 was just enough to beat a very feisty, resilient, and passionate Italian ball club.
So both these teams are still very much alive, and another battle to come here tonight as Puerto Rico and Mexico. Mexico, the team looking to keep their hopes alive, having lost the opener. What a ball game. This one is finally over, but it took 10 innings to get there in a World Baseball Classic here in Mexico. The victory goes to Venezuela, 11-17-2 their line. Italy 10-12-2. The game took 14 days and 9 months. Well, not really, but it certainly did seem that way. For Jose Mota and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Second one will be coming up not too long from now. Adieu, adieu.